Get started.
Yo,
Hello,
sweaty.
hello. I'm less sweaty.
Do you want to shut the door, Corey?
Sure.
Sure,
Also
yeah, because Eric's gonna be here
Oh
soon,
yeah, that's
but
true. We should
we'll
probably...
keep the AC in because I have a little AC in my house.
Gotcha.
But this is so much cooler than my house right now. It's really hot here, guys. And it's Doctors and Dungeon Masters. I'm Kelly Bryovic, a PhD student at UWM in the English department.
Can we pop out the chat?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not Eric.
Not jeez, Corey.
Eric
I don't
will
know.
be
You really
here
are
soon.
bad at names.
What? I'm tired.
Yeah.
And who do
I
you play
normally
tired?
I said, Ash. The
wrong
bard.
Activity feed? Where's the
You're
Chat
going to-
is down
yeah.
Oh, there.
there.
Why is
with
it
the little
down here?
arrow. I don't know. It moved.
Yeah.
That's
There we
weird.
go.
Cool.
There you go.
But anyway,
Popping out the chat.
and
Hi, I'm Corey Hernai. I'm a PhD student here at UWM in the English department, Plan C, poetry stuff. I'm extremely sweaty. I rode my bike here
in case you
because my
didn't hear
car
the
was
first
blocked in.
Oh,
So
No,
man.
yeah, it was
who
not
was
fun.
the douche?
I mean, that's just how our parking situation is. But usually my downstairs neighbors are gone for the day.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, either someone's breaking in to the lower apartment or they have a moving truck.
Okay.
We are both very tired. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be an interesting game.
Anyways, I
And
play
that's-
Franz,
yeah.
the rogue. Yeah,
Okay.
he does one thing, he does it very well. He does a lot of things very poorly. So he is,
Such as making good
So
decisions.
we popped out chat and then we minimized it?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's a smart thing.
No, then we minimized it.
Okay. Alright.
Yep. Anyway.
That's fine.
Let's have a recap.
Fuck.
Yeecaw, that's it.
Yeecaw,
That's all.
that is-
That's all. That's literally it.
Also Ye Claw.
Yes.
Because
I mean,
found...
not in last week, but in the
No.
chat.
Yes. This last week we met a Kenku, but in this world everything started out as the animal and then 3 years ago became sentient.
Mm-hmm.
And so and so he named himself Yika, and then 2 days ago I found he's also a cowboy and has a cowboy hat and
And little pistols.
and then I found a crab with the same aesthetic called Ye Claw
Yep.
on Facebook. And I am trying to post that we have started on Twitter. That is why I have my phone out right now.
If
Fair
you
enough.
are watching us right now, post, because I don't know if this is going to happen.
Jesus Christ.
it's we warned you.
Yeah.
There was honesty.
Turn down your volume.
Oh.
You can turn it back up now.
Okay. Anything else happened last week?
So Ye Claw's mom
Mm-hmm.
Died.
because we were in the town where a bunch of zombies went through.
Uh-huh.
And so we had to bury her, and we also had to do something to someone else's grave. Oh yeah, we were checking to see if one of the daughter.
Because you did a big thing before that. It's
We
just
did some
Yeehaw
grave
stuck
digging.
with you.
Yeah, we...
Not even the kid that was actually birthed from the mom. It was just Yeekaw's mom.
Family is what you make it.
We asked the other kid's name really late, and I don't remember.
Rubius.
I'm already forgot it.
Yeah.
But you did something else with Lloyd.
Oh God, that was last week.
That was last week.
He's just not as important as
He's just not as important as Yika, exactly.
So I don't know why the DM's getting on us like this.
No, so we found the guy that was being hunted by the dead things that could talk, who also killed a girl in town.
Allegedly.
He killed
Super
a girl
did,
in town.
but allegedly.
A misogynistic ass.
Which makes Kelly a misogynist DM.
Of course.
That's how that works.
Transference property.
That is how fiction works.
Exactly.
So where are we at now? You left Yeehaw and Rubius with the sheriff.
Right. No, and then they were taking going to Ruby's.
Mm-hmm.
And
Until we figure out where they go.
Yeah.
For good. So you guys have a nice long rest, chilling at Ruby's, unless you want to go somewhere else for the evening. This is taking up too much space in my
No, we already paid for rooms here.
Okay.
So unless there is not room.
No, you would be able to stay at Ruby's for as long as you want. Roll a d20, Franz.
13. Do I add anything?
No, it's just I was like, odds it happens, even it doesn't. So like, Ruby kind of like peeks into your room in the middle of the night, but
My
then
room?
but then just like gets cold feet and just closes it and walks away.
She's
Hot.
like literally 25.
15. I know in the fantasy world. We had this
But
conversation yesterday.
I'm not sure if you told her 15 yet. Or...
I mean, I feel like I wear it
Okay.
pretty hard.
Okay, no, I just wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
Nope.
Okay, it's difficult to see you as a 15-year-old, but
I could shave the potato stash.
it's possible that would help. But you don't have to become a method actor for D&D.
I feel like you
I
should.
cast
though.
fireball.
No.
And you roll what? 8 ones. You do 8 damage.
Yes.
Oh, is this
Oh,
what happens when
that
I'm the
was-
last one here? I have to sit over here.
Yep.
Okay.
Did Corey get tired of sitting at the corner?
No, it's
Has he been like moving around?
It's
last
typically
couple
fine. I
weeks?
didn't know he was coming, so I'm just like, oh, I have more room.
Right.
And then when I heard you were coming, I decided I'm just gonna keep manspreading.
Fair
I'm
enough.
just not gonna stop.
It's fair.
What was I gonna say? In the morning, what do you do? Tomas said before you went to bed that night that he intends on leaving in the morning because time is of the essence, and now that things have settled down here, he intends
Did he?
to.
I don't remember that. I also don't listen to my brother.
Now it is canon. He said it. Whether you listen or oblige is another story.
That's fair.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll leave in the morning.
I roll a perception check to see if I heard
Or he
that.
just said tomorrow. Like he didn't specify first thing in the morning.
Breakfast
Do
is
Do we
first.
still need to find the Do we care?
I mean,
Oh,
I care more about visiting your mother.
I'm sorry.
Where am I right now?
Okay. All
Sleeping
right.
in the inn.
Like,
Well.
I'm asleep in my
Yeah.
room right now.
Okay. This is
Did
gonna be
anything
fun.
happen to me? And
What is
what
it?
have I been doing?
Marlowe's
I don't know.
list
We'll
of
figure that
hierarchy
out.
of needs or whatever.
I'll just say you
Maslow.
were.
It was close. I was
You were
close.
just doing tasks around town, killing undead, because that would make sense for him to do. What did I miss?
Alright.
Oh, we're going through the hierarchy of needs right now.
Oh
the
God!
top of the
I
list
fucking
for Franz.
hate that.
Top of the
hierarchy.
list for Franz is going to see Ash's mom.
Yes.
But
Now I like it
Wait.
more. Anytime I have to see it in a goddamn pedagogy class, going to see that.
well, to be fair, that's where Tomas wants to go.
Why?
I mean, he
That's
just wants to go
also-
north. It's kind of on the way, so he
Yeah,
would
I mean,
stop.
and mercenaries,
But-
potentially maybe.
Yeah.
Fun RP.
There might be wheeling and dealing happening.
Mm-hmm.
We actually, if I'm imagining that Franz is like, so we're gonna go see your mom
Yeah,
now over
yeah.
breakfast.
Are we staying for breakfast?
I mean, I am staying.
Okay, we're staying for breakfast.
We cannot be at Ruby's and not stay for fucking French
Yeah.
toast. Are you insane?
I'm gonna roll a persuasion check
Like,
on Tomas.
He's actually not in there right now.
Where is he?
And who are you asking?
Ruby.
Okay. Ruby goes, he said he was running a quick errand. He'll be back soon.
Quick errand where?
He didn't specify.
God damn it.
fucking
Don't
Tomas.
split the party.
Party is split.
I had a question for him. Well, that's too bad now.
Well, I guess you'll have to wait.
Write it down so you don't forget.
Yep.
That's valid.
And then you could be down
Super
having
valid.
breakfast as well if you choose.
I'm like taking my plate of creme brulee French toast outside looking for him.
Oh my god.
Before we do anything else, can everyone just give me a straight D20 roll?
Yeah.
16.
2.
8.
Okay.
Thank you, Eric, for joining us today, by the way. Just coming from the
Yeah,
airport
I think
and
everyone in
everything,
this party
like-
is tired to some capacity.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be a weird day.
Yeah, that's like right. We're
Um,
all tired players. We're slap happy right now, or we're slap happy.
We're
I'm not
super
going to speak
slap
on
happy.
behalf of Eric
Yeah.
because I imagine he's a different kind of tired.
So make a perception check, Franz, as you're just like meerkat out of the door.
That's going to be
We've entered into
15.
an anime.
What? Yes.
15?
Mhm.
Yeah, he has his like little chipmunk cheeks full of food. And you actually see Tomas walking back, and he's got these 3 little packages 4 packages in his arms, and it's just kind of like stacked neatly wrapped, all nice. And
Do I know if it's Christmas?
It is not. It's September.
Well, that was a 2 history check. But doesn't the sun set like 5:30?
No, it was 6 to 7.
I feel like we keep pushing it back when originally it was 5:30.
No,
No.
originally it was 6 to 7,
Yeah.
and then I think what you said is it's like.
I tried to say it was
spring
June,
or-
and you're like, no, the sun sets at 6 or 7 o'clock. It's September, and therefore it's not Franz's birthday
because
anymore.
we're in Wisconsin, apparently.
But I think your birthday was sometime in like November, December.
Yeah, I think October, November.
Yeah, mine is
Yeah.
December 7th.
There
I
we
should
go.
have wrote that down.
Yeah.
I wrote it in my description. That's the only thing in my description. It's my
And,
birthday.
birthdays might be important today. Who knows?
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Anyway,
so much.
Tomasa walks up and he goes, "Hey, this is a weird place to be eating."
Yeah, this is a weird place to not be
It's like-
inside where you're supposed to be.
I mean, did I ever say I was supposed to be anywhere?
I mean, when I don't know where you're at and there's a necromancer going around and you're a lawful good character, there's concerns to be had.
I mean, to be fair, you didn't know where I was for like 8 years.
Now he
You
does.
left me.
Conscription,
Go AWOL.
and then he actually just
I got stabbed by a nun.
he takes one of the packages and just like lightly it's like kind of like this size and it's soft as he just like whacks you across the face with it lightly, just like playfully.
I dropped my French toast, goddammit.
And then he goes, "Take this and shut up." And then he walks in and he gives you
To
one.
say ho ho ho.
And then he also gives you one. And does anyone open it up?
Yeah, definitely open it up.
Okay.
Totally gonna be a
Yeah,
mimic.
no, yeah, it's breakfast and he's getting presents.
Okay.
He's very
Um,
happy.
What languages do you know, Ash?
That's a really good question.
You should figure that out soon.
I'm gonna figure it out right now.
Okay. But as you open it, it's a really, really beautiful cloak that's lined with some kind of fur. It's not super fancy, but it's definitely very warm.
Beautiful.
Do we have all the
fur
languages? I think this
coat.
is why I didn't ever write them down.
What?
Do we have like Elvish and Dwarvish and shit, or were there not those people?
No, you
before
have
right
those,
now?
yeah.
So okay.
Those are options.
Do we have any country languages?
What do you mean?
Mm.
Oh,
Because I
yeah,
think I
yes.
didn't write it down because I
sorry.
was like, okay, so Elves and Dwarves didn't exist till 3 years ago, so it's probably all
Yeah.
country languages,
There's
and so I never wrote
Oh
them down.
no, elves and dwarves did exist. There are country-specific dialects where maybe people like have their own way of communicating, but like common is spoken throughout.
Okay.
And when I say dialects, it'd be in very small, very unique pockets.
Cool. No idea.
What was I gonna say? It's probably fancier than anything that you two have most likely owned. This is like, all right, this is like my backup to my backup type of cloak. But Tomas is clearly like very proud of being able to get all of you guys. And he goes, I was only able to afford to embroider too, so of course I had to get, and you see Franz just like embroidered really neatly along the collar. And then depending on the languages that you know, Ash, but there's an embroidering along your collar as well.
What language is it in?
You could do a history check.
Well, it's a nat 1.
What
So-
languages do you speak?
Common, Elvish, and Thieves' Cant.
Okay, it's none of those. What
I
do you
forgot
speak?
how to read
With
with
that
that one.
one, Celestial.
Okay, not those.
I don't know.
All right, you can't read it.
Or I could
Um,
comprehend languages if I read it.
Okay, so I'm trying. So
I'll
where
say,
is Dwarven
wait, did
spoken?
I get
I'm trying to
one?
imagine.
You did get
because I
one,
don't
but
know.
it's
only
not
they
in
have.
Went to
Yeah.
Bard's.
Well, that's
He
good
can
because I
only-
would
Yeah.
tear out the
I feel like you would have slapped on your language
Well, he
requirement.
goes, well, you
No.
Franz told me you have a lot of names and faces, so I figured it wouldn't be a great choice to
Does this
embroider
cloak
anything.
seem
My
to
exact words is that
confer
his
any
bird-
benefits of any kind?
It's very, very warm, and you were about to go somewhere
Oh,
very, very
alright.
cold.
Okay,
Oh, I think I met your cousin last night.
my cousin?
Yeah, he's
Sorry.
really cute.
Ridiculous.
I'm
Uh,
a little confused. Could you
but I
explain?
can't read it.
There was
That's
a
fine.
Kenku.
But no, Ash is like
Reminded me of you.
Ash is
Named
like
Yeehaw.
freaking out over this gift more than probably Tomas would have expected him to.
Oh.
Hey, Tomas,
He's
what does that say?
And he goes, it's just Ash's name in Dwarvish. I just thought he would appreciate. I thought you spoke Dwarvish. I don't know. In case you didn't.
He just has this giant beaming smile on his face and
Oh.
like gives Tomas a hug. It's very
He's-
awkward, but
Oh,
it's very sincere.
Okay, because he's like, he actually, the first thing he does is like pat his back to make sure you didn't leave anything on
No,
him.
like it's 100% sincere. Ash does not get gifts.
Okay. Oh, man. Hold on.
Like he is like never gotten like he doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is like super
Nice.
sincere.
Awesome. So, Tomas is actually like, he looks like a little like unsure of why you're so happy, but he's like, I'm really glad you like it.
He does like a happy dance.
Awesome.
It's very cute.
So does this provide resistance to frost damage?
Nope, it just makes you have advantage on Constitution saving throws when it's really, really fucking cold out.
That's awesome.
But anyway.
That's nice.
So, Tomas goes, all right, we all had breakfast. Are we ready to head out?
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
What?
How much do we really, absolutely, 100% need mercenaries?
I mean, it would be helpful.
But how?
Like, statistically, what is our chance against this undead horde right now? And what would that statistically be if we got awesome mercenaries?
Thomas is a recruiter. He doesn't know the specifics on the ground of percentages and things of this nature.
I just know that we are getting our asses whooped up north, and I've lost a lot of my friends already.
Time to lose more friends. And I'm looking at
Oh
you.
my god!
Is that what you're
Jesus
saying?
fucking Christ.
How much is your pride worth?
So much more than my pride that this will cost.
What?
So much more. It's just like he's folding up his cloak and putting it in his bag and sighing very, very heavily.
I think it might be. You don't have to join us if you don't want to be involved. I mean, I can.
Oh,
just
she won't even
walk.
see you.
Well,
If
that's
I'm
rude
not
of
there,
her.
she's very rude.
Is she gonna be more rude to us or more rude to you?
That's a really good question.
But at least you'll see her be rude and
That's
not
all I
be shooed
need.
away.
That's all I want. That's really.
Yeah, my presence will get us an audience. What kind of audience that will be is unknown.
Who's to say? Yeah, we stopped by the Sheriff Pinkerton?
Pitkin.
Close enough. Before we leave.
Sure. We shouldn't. We're already making one stop, so let's make it quick.
Hey, I just want to say goodbye.
Okay. Do you want to like RP it out, or just is
Yeah.
it just for flavor? Okay. So
Why are we going there?
Just be like, hey, take care of Yukon Rubius, like you already said you're gonna do. Get the truth out of Lloyd. Also, good luck with that necromancer.
I mean, he already got the truth out of Lloyd. But if you're if you're going to him, you're let's see. So he spent a good deal of time getting all those zombies out of the thing and just kind of like carting them away. And Lloyd is still there, but he's like tied up, bound, gagged, like every which way.
Hey, douche nozzle.
And and it's like,
Sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear you.
and Sheriff Pitkin goes, Don't worry, son. He's not long for this world.
Oh, cool. When's his death day?
I mean, whenever the thing finds him again.
Oh, so you're just gonna like put him up for? That's cool. You like put him in the middle of town and keep him in here.
Stalks, right in the stalks.
Ooh.
What? Oh, no. I figured that this thing is only going for him, and it doesn't seem to be a bother to the rest of us. So
Is
I'm
this
just
the
going
revenge
to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the other guy that note.
Oh, he came back.
Yeah,
And what did he do to deserve this?
he killed his.
Killed some people.
Yeah.
A person.
Yeah, he killed his girlfriend that he tried to make his fiance, but she said no.
So she pushed her off a bridge.
Wow.
She drowned.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some intense
So
interrogation.
so do you guys want to do? What are you trying to do right now?
Oh, we're just saying
saying
goodbye.
hi.
Yeah, just saying goodbye.
Why?
Because he's a good guy.
Yeah, we spent some
No,
good
no, no,
quality.
no,
Allowed to have friends?
I mean, what are we doing right now?
All we're doing is saying goodbye on our way out of town.
Yeah.
But where are we going out of town?
Answitz.
Yeah.
Why are we going to Answitz?
Mercs, potentially.
That was the entire conversation he just had with Tomas. Like, but do we really need to go there? And Tomas was like,
Okay.
probably.
Okay. I'm trying to wrap my head around everything that's going on. I was too busy healing people who were dying yesterday to run around with birds.
The bird lost his mom.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
You
kidding.
know, your judgment
I'm
and
just
your
kidding.
attitude.
You guys probably did very important things while I was gone.
Did
dug
he,
up-
did he
we
put
dug
syrup
up
on the
2
French
graves.
toast?
We dug up 2 graves. That's hard. We
You
dug
dug up-
3 graves.
you
That
dug
is
up-
hard work.
Okay, so how long is that trip to Answith going to take? Because I've got a
A
date with a
day.
necromancer.
We don't. We're not. The necromancer. No.
Necromancer's just
We
gonna.
don't have a date with the necromancer.
Well, I have a date with the necromancer.
So you're gonna stay here and wait for the necromancer.
Why wait? Why don't we go to the necromancer? Take him out now.
What
I'm
necromancer?
so confused.
You said that there's a necromancer.
We're assuming there's a necromancer behind whoever's sending these sentient zombie things to take Lloyd. That's our assumption. We've never proved that, but that's our
We
assumption.
could just be a really pissed off soul.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
where
know
are the
anything about
undead
that.
coming from if not someone's raising them from the dead?
Well, there's a necromancer up north, but that's where we're going. We're
Oh.
gonna get some reinforcements.
There's a different necromancer in the region.
Yeah, that's Necromancer A,
Lots of
Necromancer B.
necromancers.
Okay, see, to me there's only one necromancer until this moment. Okay, so there's necromancer minor and necromancer major. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
And eventually we're
necromancer.
getting to necromancer major, but
Is Answith on the way to necromancer major?
kind
Yes.
All right. Well, okay then. I'm okay with that. I mean, so we're necromancer minor. We're just letting them be,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
assume that they just really want fuckface here.
and we just had no leads on where they were. If we knew where they were, we'd go take care of them.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Also
I
just
assume
doesn't
that's what
seem
you
like a
guys did
hassle.
while I was doing other things yesterday.
Yeah.
To find necromancer minor,
Yeah.
and we're not worried about necromancer minor like wiping out everyone in this town that's just
No.
been ravaged by undead.
I feel like
And
he
we're
could have
pretty
done that
sure
already.
it's just going after Lloyd.
And we're also pretty sure that all this hordes of undead is from necromancer major, not from necromancer minor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Because necromancer minor had that soul come up from where we came from, where necromancer major is sending undead down to the capital.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They're going in opposite directions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Sheriff, if you do talk to one of these things, just let them know that we're sorry for impeding their path. There was just some serious misunderstanding and mistrust. That we're sorry and that, like, you know,
Oh, I'm not sorry.
You don't have to.
yeah.
It's fine.
Sure, I'm trying to not cross paths with any of
That's-
those
yeah.
things.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
anytime
Just don't
soon.
talk, but if you have to talk to it for some reason, you know.
Yeah, just send our regards.
Anyway,
Okay.
thank you so much for your help.
And he gives you a little salute. And he goes, I'll make sure those kids are good.
Oh, that's sweet.
Um,
As I walk out, I kind of want to accidentally hit Lloyd's chair so that he falls over on the side. And be like, oops.
Do a performance check.
Okay. Do I need to do well or poorly?
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be unnatural. No, sorry, it's me 19.
Okay. Let's do that sheriff and say. The sheriff isn't really convinced that it was by accident, but he's like, he doesn't care. And Lloyd's just like, kick you again.
Sorry, kick you again? Yes.
All right. So is Diana still around?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
So Tomas he's trying to get more of a feel of Diana. He's like before he was like, oh, it's a unicorn. But now he's like really, really paying attention to her, almost like he wants one too. But
we have
he
a whole candle.
what?
There's we
It
could
can only
every
be-
single
Do I
one of-
see this?
Oh.
He's also. a
He's
paladin.
not.
You might be able to get up to him one day.
I mean, I assume Diana's with me most of the time.
Yeah,
It's
he's trying to be subtle, but he's not.
You know, there's probably stables here. You could probably get a horse if you wanted one.
Yeah, we could afford
But
some
yours
horses.
is special. I'd like to try and figure
Don't
out
waste
how
your
to make
spell
one of
slots. Very
those.
precious.
How to make one of those?
Yeah. Pretty much he's just trying to see if there's maybe something in his arsenal that maybe he could.
Okay.
But every time I roll that fast character generator, he does not get Find Steed.
I don't think it gives it to him.
What?
I've
It
tried
doesn't.
re-rolling a Paladin. I don't think it does.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe next level now that,
Actually make a character
he's
sheet.
able to.
Now that he's like a real
Do
NPC
paladins
that's gonna be
prepare
with us for a
spells?
while.
Yeah. What?
Do paladins prepare spells, or do they have to know them when they
They're like
level up?
clerics.
Yeah,
Okay, well then he can just get it any old day.
true. That's true. So maybe tomorrow he'll find his steed. But he's not going to be a copycat. He just likes the calming aura of Diane.
He's gonna have a rhinoceros.
What do you say as you travel north? Do you ask any questions about Antwith or what to expect? Do you try and prep them?
So, Ash,
That's a long. Like you could probably get there at around like dinner time.
what is your mom's favorite meal?
Ash,
I don't
more
know that she
important
likes
than
food.
these dumb questions. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hurry up.
After he finishes that conversation about food, is there anyone you want me to be when we get there?
I feel like being yourself is always most true.
No. Who?
Well, I can be anyone.
Who does your mom love or hate the most?
So,
Or love-hate the most?
Well, herself.
Pretty
But
fun.
yeah, don't do that. I mean, whatever you'd like to be.
okay.
Pretty sure she's fine with magical creatures, so.
Well, it's not about magical creatures. It's that, like, perhaps you have a colleague or something that she's fond of, or there's a
No.
person, if any of those things were true, then
Oh
I could
man,
show
did
up
he have
as,
any childhood friends?
then I could show up as
I mean, you
that
had-
person.
You knew like the breakfast club kids.
Or
think
I
maybe
could be
that's-
the butler or something, I don't know. Just if you wanted, backup in some way.
Did she like Lucky at all?
Why not if I introduced her to Lucky?
Would it?
Real
I have an
shame.
idea. Would she be more nice if you came home with a girl?
No, okay.
Like, I'm
Kelly, I have a real
engaged, Mom.
question. I have a real question about that, Kelly.
Okay.
Is it a yes? I mean, was there a yes? Is it a yes? Is there things? Because I can't answer
I would
that
say
question
depend.
without
Like she
knowing.
definitely would have expected you to like. She's ready to arrange something unless you find someone better, and she doubts that you could find someone better than someone she can arrange.
This could be a great way to like ease ourselves into the conversation. Like, hey mom, I'm bringing, my fiance and a boy. That's weird, but that first part of that sentence, I think, could be promising.
You just say
you'd
that the
have to
boy
have
is
a
a
whole
little
lot of
thief who
money.
gets you things that you need. The little servant,
Don't
the
explain
servant boy.
him
I mean, I can also transform myself into something. That's an ability I also have. And then Tomas just is really pretty.
Oh yeah, Tomas is not quite sure where he falls in this equation. I could be your guard,
Yeah.
escort.
Or you could just be the recruiter. That's
Yes.
looking for mercenaries.
Oh man, I'm not good at lying.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah,
get
let's
better.
not lie. Yeah, let's stick to your strengths.
Okay.
We have
Yes.
to have a reason for asking for mercenaries, and
Yes.
the one we have is a pretty good one. So.
Yeah,
That's
zombies.
true. Well, I am pretty charismatic.
Ooh, I have an idea. Hear me out. Hear me out. Cool. You bring your fiance because I love this idea. I love this plan. I think it's great. I don't think we should stray from this idea. And for
Ash looks like he's having a heart attack, but okay, continue.
cool. And what you want to do is you want to get mercenaries to take north to take care of the undead situation. And this is something that like you can go, oh, Answer's gonna have lands that you can be the steward of. And then you just like be very laissez-faire and just give the land back to the people when you're done. like a wedding gift.
Oh my god.
It's convoluted, but it's crazy enough to maybe work if the dice roll in our favor.
Or we could just see what she wants for them.
Yeah, I'm just saying we need like she's gonna want probably what land? She's gonna want the north.
She's either gonna want something from you. He looks at Tomas, or she's gonna want something from me. We'll see.
Okay.
Depends on how she's feeling.
So fiance plan is still on.
Maybe what she wants from you is children. And then you just never provide them, but she doesn't know that until, sometimes it can be hard to conceive.
Now, the real
Especially
question
when you're
is,
not trying to.
who should M become? Who'd your mom fancy back in the capital?
Did she have a family in mind?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with going for the mayor. Not the mayor himself, but the
Mayor's
mayor's
daughter.
daughter.
I'm
I'm
going
sorry.
to marry the
Mayor's
mayor.
daughter is very young. She is isn't she like 16 or
She's
something?
18, so it is a weird age gap.
I mean, it's the Middle
But,
Ages of your mid-20s, right? Or you
She's 29.
She's
Yeah.
actually
30.
getting kind of old.
It's but I
No.
don't think that Answith has ever been the person to care about that sort of moral issue.
No.
She cares more about power and wealth and legacies.
I like Mayor's daughter
And
plan.
I've actually met them, so it's a little easier to change them. Though you can always just tweak me and say, when you look at me, if you want to make up a person, if you don't want it to be a real person.
Ash is very uncomfortable. He is entirely uncomfortable with this entire situation.
And they owe us a favor,
Ash, you
so they
look a
might be
little
kind of able to go
uncomfortable.
along with the plan if it ever
What's
gets
up?
compromised
I
in
was
some
talking
way.
to Ash.
So
I'm
it's not.
going to marry the mayor's daughter.
We're not saying that. We're just putting on a show.
Go hard or go home, Ash. Tomasco's her friend is pretty cute though.
Yeah.
Alright, lover boy.
So, I love this plan. Should I stay a boy or should I become a man?
You can't
Franz,
you can't pull that off. I'm sorry,
I don't
brother.
mean to insult you too badly, but I don't think you can become a man right now.
Well, out of game, I have disguised self. So yes,
I
I,
mean,
could become a man.
No, I know
All
what
you gotta
mean.
do is be like
I'm
Ash
talking,
and
I'm
look at a
talking
ghost
about
a little too long.
being a man is more than just having.
And
a
he says
mustache.
that and giggles a little. And then 1 second. You notice he like look. Oh no, are you wearing your cloak right now?
How cold is it? Because I feel like this would be a thing that you would wear in the cold.
Yeah,
And
like
in
you
the
are
heat, it would be,
going.
like, sad.
It's a little chilly right now, but
I'm
it's
wearing my
not
cloak.
really like necessitating the cloak. Just
No,
makes it a
the
little
cloak is probably rolled up
Okay.
very neatly.
Mhm.
Like it is, like the rest of him is disheveled, and the cloak is like very neatly packed.
Mhm. Sounds good.
Mhm.
So are you going to mom's with that ruse ready to go?
Yep.
Only if Ash is comfortable with it. I can just show up as me as well. Well, I might not be me. I might be like somebody else, but I don't need to be.
This is both in and out of character.
It's up to you, Ash. Obviously, this gives us an out, a reason to be there. There's a lot of different things in that nature. But if you're uncomfortable, your mom's going to see that right away.
You also went to Bard College.
Who's your dad?
Sorry, that was not in
Yeah.
character. Sure, I'm comfortable with this. I can lie. I'm good at lying.
Yeah.
100% reflected.
Well, I have advantage if someone tries to discern my true identity, so I'll be okay.
What's it called? Can I get a perception check from you? As this is just as you're traveling, and only from them.
10.
Okay. Everything seems fine.
I don't know.
That's bad. Anytime the DM is like, everything seems anything.
Yeah.
You know
Don't ever ask me to make perception checks. I have
I'm the
very low.
perceptive one.
Well, actually, have advantage on it because not that I want you
Is
to know
there a
it. It's just,
changeling nearby that's
There is
giving
not.
me advantage? Okay.
but it's more of a
12.
oh.
I
You
mean,
just
what?
get
It's just
it-
a straight roll
yeah.
on the dice for me.
You just kind of feel your patron just kind of like almost trying to like communicate, just like stay on your toes, you know, as you're going. The farther north you travel, you just kind of feel.
I poke Franz.
Yeah.
You see anything dangerous?
Let me take a
Uh-huh.
gander. That's gonna be 21.
You don't see any danger. It's cold. You could see that there's been a large trampling from like undead from the that were just
Is there like
traveling
snow
through.
on the ground?
Not yet. It's getting a little
Okay.
frosty. But you could tell that it's not going to be long before you're going to
Have
be
we stopped
in
for
super
lunch?
cold. If you want.
Yeah, we have to stop for lunch so that Ash can like change into. If we're going with the I'm introducing Mom to my fiance ruse, he's got to
do we
look a
have-
little bit
Do
better.
we have clothes that I could wear that would look better?
I have a disguise kit that's probably full of really gorgeous
Oh, I have a
things.
disguise kit too. Wait, do I have a disguise kit?
Did you
Well, when we stop, right before we take our short rest,
Mhm.
I would like to cast Fly on myself and
Uh-huh.
do an aerial look. Because, I mean, obviously I'm on easy right now.
Yeah.
I got a
where we are,
bird.
and I'm trying to, and I've got the ability to fly, so I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Just to get a look around and see what's
and
going
around
on.
how far out do you fly?
I will fly about 100 feet into the air, so like far above the trees, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And I just want to do, and then if I
Yeah.
see something of interest, I'd like to fly towards that.
Okay. So what you see is just the trees are getting more and more sparse. It's more tundra-like a few miles up, and then you don't see like any sort of tree beyond that. After that, it seems tundra and mountainy.
Okay, so we're getting pretty close. Okay. So I
Yes.
can see it from here.
Yeah. So there's a mountain range that and you would know that Answith is kind of like in between the mountains, and there's a path up. It's not like the mountains are blocking your way, but they're blocking like the extreme cold between here
Oh,
and just past.
you're flying too.
Cool.
I cannot target two creatures to fly.
Nice.
Doing
How does
sweet
Sova
aerial.
feel seeing you fly with her?
Dude, Sova's loving it. We're just like doing tricks around each other. It's super cute.
Nice. I dig it. Just like with Sova playing with Lucky back before you
Yeah.
knew Lucky was Lucky. Cool. Do you want to do a perception check while you're up there?
Sure.
May I? Or have I turned my perception checks?
21.
You could do staring out. Like I gave you what you got just based on like what you could see. If you wanted to do another check to see.
Natural 20.
Nice. So it's really, really far off still because you're still a good 3 hour, so that's like 10 miles. But you see a little smoke, a very, very, very faint smokestack. And you could gather that that's coming from where Answith is. So she is home, it looks like, or someone's home. It's not like that place is abandoned. So.
Alright. I'll fly down
Mhm.
and land, and I'll say, I think.
Oh, and sorry, one other thing with that nat 20 and given your patron, you get it's more of a feeling than you seeing anything, but you could just feel just the undead presence, like, just on the other side of that. Like, same thing, the mountain is blocking not only the cold, but, like, it seems just like a great evil as well.
Alright.
Not saying it's related to Answith, she's just on the safe side,
Mhm.
and just beyond that where you have to go.
Alright, I'm gonna fly down and land next to where we're preparing lunch, and I'm gonna say I've got good news, I've got good news, and I've got bad news.
Okay,
Good news 1,
let's do
I
good,
think-
bad, good.
your mom is home. Alright, so
Yeah.
just so you know, there's a smokestack going up and stuff. Good news number 2, or no, bad news. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of undead near her residence, which is actually that leads into good news number. There's actually two extra good newses. So good news number 2, which is the number 3rd news, is that this is a good opportunity for us to show her that the threat is really pertinent, right? If, for instance, if we have to fight some zombies, that wouldn't be the worst thing, assuming we don't die. And good news number 4, you're down right now. and I tap both you and Thomas, and I say, have fun, and then I cast fly on both of you.
Tomas, like, I think he, like, starts lifting off of the ground, and he's like, I don't like this, I don't like this.
No, I think actually both of us and Ash make eye contact, but they're like, nope.
Wait, where's Favor?
She pieced out at some point.
Okay,
She,
bye, Favor.
this was too much for her. She wanted to put on her big girl pants.
Yeehaw was too much, I understand.
Yeehaw's the best. I played Yeehaw at the one shot this past
Aw.
weekend.
Yeehaw!
Yup.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you have your lunch.
Yep.
You're undisturbed.
Yep.
Do you go to Answith's?
Yeah, I mean, I'm dressing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Otherwise, I just
Nicer-
No, I know.
Nicer
I mean, it
traveling
would be
clothes.
okay. I chose to do that.
And you're turning into, I forgot the mayor's daughter's name.
I'm gonna turn into the
Yasmin.
mayor's daughter. It's a
Yasmin.
good thing that my thing doesn't have a name
Yeah.
embroidered on it,
Mhm.
so that's good.
And Tomas is definitely putting on his cloak so he stays nice and toasty warm.
And we use your disguise kit to try to make me look a little
Oh,
nicer.
pretty.
Well, the thing is, can I like changeling look like I'm wearing makeup?
I would say so. It has it's like a more natural look, not like, because sometimes makeup can make you look like it's been caked on. So this is
But
like,
she wouldn't come in with a lot of makeup. She's
It's the
traveling.
no makeup look.
yeah.
And what is the mayor's daughter's name?
Yasmin.
Yasmin. And what's her last name?
Mayor.
May.
What is their last name?
Putnam.
Putnam.
Put-
Yasmin
Put-
Putnam.
Do you know if your mother has met Yasmin before?
It's possible.
All right. I'll do my best to impersonate her, and I'll just try to, while we're walking, try to focus in on what Yasmin sounded like.
Ends with lived up here.
She's moved around a little bit, but she's been staying here, as far as you know, just based on like the little postage markings. 3 years.
Okay.
So.
So long enough that Yasmin could have like aged and things could have
Yes.
changed and she would not have known. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah,
would relay
like,
that
she would've-
information.
Yeah.
Basically, she hasn't been in the capital for a while, so.
I have a feeling she probably knows about the situation in the capital. So we have to ask ourselves, how much do we want to tell her about?
You know, depending on how much she asks.
Yep, let's go with that. But we're gonna go with radical honesty if she does ask.
No.
What do we want to go with then? Because it's gonna be like, oh, I heard the mayor's daughter is dead.
I mean, truth, but not truth. It was a ruse to dissuade enemies.
Yeah, but we have to do the 5 fingers out of it. So we'll go with
Yeah.
It was a ruse by your intelligent son to save his beloved fiancée.
Oh my god.
I love that.
okay.
Yeah, cool.
Wait,
go with
you're
that.
his son? What?
No.
No.
Ash.
Ash.
Oh, sorry, I was just like,
Ash's
what?
idea.
Sorry, did I use the
Yeah.
wrong pronoun for your mother? I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay, do you not, so just to explain, it's a literal mansion.
Yeah. I put on my
at
nice
the-
clothes.
At the, about a mile and a half or so away from the mountain. It's got a nice little fence, kind of like a farmyard type thing, not so much the gaudy gold gates that you're used to. It's more practical, a little bit more practical.
It's
here.
the ranch house.
Yeah. And then just a nice little winding path up. Yeah. This is
This
Are
is
there guards?
property one of, what, 8?
probably, like, there's so many. Do a perception check as you approach. Just
19.
Yeah.
Would you
So,
like
also
to-
19.
unless you think you could beat a 19.
No.
But yeah, there's 2 guards stationed at the gate. And that seems to be it.
Don't look
There's
like we can take them.
I mean, they look pretty beefy.
Okay.
They are guards hired by Answorth.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Granted, you did murder like 30 of them, but
I mean, literally, Ash is just gonna walk up, wait, they're, like, at the gate?
yes. So
Okay.
the gate leading to the path.
Is the gate closed?
Yes.
Alright. Walk up very nobly like.
And they're just gonna hold their hand up. And they go, and who might you be?
The prodigal son has returned. Go tell mother.
Yeah, I mean, they're just gonna do a quick little, yeah, like,
Oh yeah,
It's not like
Ash
you're-
would have warned you, sorry in advance about the douche canoe, that I will become for the next 2 days.
Yeah.
We're going to
Yep.
wait. Sorry, I have to be talking like Yasmin. Wait, we're gonna be here for 2 days?
Not necessarily. Just while we're in the vicinity of this the same place.
Okay.
And like they've never seen you before. They knew that like she had
I mean,
a
he's
son.
he's
but
like sporting like instead of the
Yeah.
very nice cloak that was given to him, he's sporting like the ends with like
yes.
he looks.
But since
the part.
they never saw you before, they just had to do that quick little like look.
Yeah.
But then
No, that's fine.
they realize, oh, would you like us to get her, or would you like to go in?
Well, I suppose it would be good if she's there when I get inside.
Oh well, she stays in the premises. She will be there.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go inside.
Okay. And they open the gate for you because you said go get mother. So like
Oh yeah.
they weren't sure whether or not you wanted her to be brought
Gotcha.
out here,
No.
and we're very nervous about having to bring her out here. So
Yeah. It's fine.
they open the door or the gate and do a little bow as you walk past.
Fancy.
Yeah,
They
he
even
he
say
acts
that
as if he
while
does
you're-
not see them do that. As
Jesus.
that
Yep.
man, he did just the.
I'm gonna follow behind Ash and try to just follow his lead.
Okay, so he's doing. I had to do a performance check because that's but 25. So
Yeah.
we're good.
And I'm just assuming you knock on the door and
No, I know.
or okay, sounds good. Okay, no, you do that. I just wasn't sure what.
Alabaster does not knock.
Okay. The door opens and immediately, like the butler's like, "Oh, excuse me," and then he sees your regalia and all that stuff, and you know the family symbol, and they go, "Oh, I apologize, sir.
Mhm.
I am so sorry. If you would not mind waiting here, I will get Lady Answith." And he waits
Please
for you
do
for a
tell
while.
her I have brought a fiance home.
And do you think you would have met this one before, or
If he is the butler of this house, then no, because
Okay.
he has not actually
yeah?
been to this house.
Okay,
Probably.
sounds good. And I feel like anyone except Gregory, who was kind of like your nanny, was like,
I mean, like Gregory and the Tudors, like anyone in the city, like the city home, he would know
yeah,
because that's where he spent all of his life. But
right. And anyone else she feels is expendable, so like she probably has
Right.
gone through so many butlers.
Does your mom have any other kids?
no,
And he goes away,
kind of like
and
obviously, like Ashes, like they're like acting as if there are always ears, because like even after the butler leaves, he continues like this air of like
you know,
true douche-canoery. He's like, she doesn't need another.
and I can't stress
Very
how
sorry.
extra she is when she walks down. She's like in her like mid-50s. She has like her hair done up like all perfect, like it's gray but still like fucking
Is she
beautiful.
Lucille Bluth?
I don't know. I was imagining an evil version of my grandma.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Her
with Lucille
hair
Bluth.
was always on point.
Mhm.
An evil rich version of my grandma, because she's just got like this like blood red fur coat that goes flowing down.
Right.
And underneath is, you know, just like a very like, it's not like super tight, but it's just well fit, and it's black with like not emeralds. I feel like at this point she would have sapphires just kind of encrusted in it.
She's totally Lucille.
And she stops at the landing of this great staircase when she sees you.
Ash is like literally gonna walk up and like do the whole like bow and like hand and like kiss the signet ring, etc. Thing. If she's expecting it.
No, she actually puts her hand up as you like get close to her. And she goes, "We don't have to do that. A fiance."
This is Miss Clinton.
Nice to meet you.
And once again, she puts her hand up, and
I like do a nice little.
she does
curtsy.
not want
A little
any of
curtsy.
you to
I
touch
do-
her.
I
She is
wasn't.
too good
I
for
wasn't
you.
going to touch. I was just going to curtsy close.
Okay. Let's see. Oof. Okay. She goes, why don't we have some tea and talk about this happy occasion? She says it in quite a strained voice, and motions you to to the dining room.
Okay.
Yeah. So as they're going,
Uh.
like Ash will like kind of, he will walk with her and
Mhm.
kind of like motion that you should walk behind them.
Uh-huh.
And he says, although I am introducing to my fiance, there is actually another matter about which I would like to discuss.
I knew you were coming for something. You never failed to disappoint me. And she motions you to sit down at the table. Do you sit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And she pours a cup of tea for each of you. Tomas is very uncomfortable. He's like,
And I'm just like, pinky out.
and he sips it.
I know it feels weird, but that's what rich people do.
I
Yeah.
wait for Answith to take a drink, and then I'll model whatever she does.
Okay. What do you do? As she sits down and she, sips her tea
Yeah,
very
he'll drink.
slowly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he'll drink the tea. He'll do the rich person cross your legs thing, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of tea are we
Corey,
drinking?
you pass. But the two of you realize that in the tea is essentially Zone of Truth. And she goes, "Why are you here?"
Wait. So, Zone of Truth.
so we have to make. Oh, it's passive. Fuck.
That's why I had you all roll a d20
Do
in
they
the beginning.
know?
They do know.
Did I roll a d20 in the beginning?
Yep, and you rolled an 8.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
This is why I asked for your wisdom modifiers.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It's not
Alright.
a saving throw?
It is a
It is a
saving,
saving throw,
throw,
we
and
just-
even with that.
Oh, but
Yeah.
I have a different thing. I have a +4 to my. I just wanted to let you know that it's.
Yep. No, I made sure your class.
I also have a
whose
raise.
class had right.
What about Tomas?
I just.
He passed. He
Okay.
rolled very high.
Okay. Okay.
So everyone drinks, but you two failed the saving throw.
So.
Of course we did.
So.
Of
and-
course, it's you two as well. The two that are pretending.
So.
Sorry.
Okay, but I don't have to talk.
Nope.
No.
Yep.
And she at this point she's only addressing Ash.
Does it last? I guess I don't know how long it lasts.
And yeah. We're here to requisition some of your mercenaries.
Why?
I'm sure are close. Well, there's an undead horde across the mountains, and Tomas has been charged with gathering
He
force.
awkwardly- and he waves and he goes, "Yes, it would be quite helpful. We've lost a lot of our numbers, and I know you have a lot of resources, and we're willing. Ash is willing to pay."
Oh, threw him under the bus. Oh,
He has no money. He spent it getting cloaks for you guys.
Now, okay, Nat 20, totally cool. Just like, sorry. I'm rolling perception checks anytime I feel like Ash is gonna lie.
Yeah.
Or,
And he
performance
goes,
checks.
the state will also pay you too, of course, but Ash is willing to lay out the down payment. And he looks
looks
at
at
you and is
Tobias. Or Tomas. God damn it. Every time.
Yeah.
Just kind of looks at him like,
and
"Don't know
Answith
what you've
goes,
done."
what business do you have helping these people?
Well, you see, if the undead horde gets past the mountains,
Is
he'll
that
ride
not the
here.
Inquisitions or the city guards' job? The people who are paid to do this?
Lady Crane, if I may speak.
You
He
may
kind of
not.
looks at you like,
He, no, he goes, she says, entertain me.
Hi. So we're dealing with what is ostensibly an existential threat. Even as we were making our way here, there's an undead horde in proximity to this very mansion. And so, yes, we have various factions, the City Guard, the Inquisition, Tomas's forces, and all of that separately could potentially deal with this. If we join together, we stand a better chance at stopping this undead horde. And I know you love business opportunities, and you could treat this as a very profitable venture for yourself if you were able to expend some of your mercenary forces for this cause.
I'll be fine. I have many other ways to make money.
But don't you like more money?
I do.
What would be the reason not to help? Beyond
Trying to
that it
think.
is I that I'm asking.
She goes, I have no reason to help you. Or him. Or him. Or
What
her.
about me?
Well,
I don't actually say that.
It would earn you a lot of favor with, obviously, Mr. Putnam, if you were to aid us in this venture.
I don't need his favor.
What do you need?
Just to be left alone.
Would you like us to leave then?
Yes. And she actually looks to you, and it seems like you've gotten the feeling that she's been meaning to say something, like she almost wanted to, but she kind of wanted to just get it out of the way when you first showed up, but she was curious. But at this point, she turns to you, she goes, "I don't need you anymore either." And that is all. Bear in mind how old you are and how, what we said in chat, still stands. So, but at this point, that was the last you've heard from her, and now she goes, "I don't need you anymore."
Am I gonna have a little brother-in-law?
Did you say that out loud?
Yes.
In character?
Yes.
Well-
She goes, "No. What was the roll for?
It was for me.
Okay.
Are you going to attend the wedding?
Excuse me. I'll be right back. You could see yourselves out, but if you wish to talk, I'll be back soon.
Do you mind if I
She-
finish?
I'm gonna fake.
Ignoring you and
Can
just
I try to
walking out
just
of the
shed a
room.
single tear like I'm really torn up right now? Performance check is it's 10.
Okay. Luckily, when she comes back, she's not paying that much attention, and her passive insight probably won't beat that. Yeah. So.
No. Ash is gonna take off the cloak with the family crest, leave it on the chair, and walk away.
Okay. When she returns so she's
Wait.
literally only gone for a minute or something. And when she comes back, are any of you still at the table?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, you left, where do you go? I just want to know.
Oh, they're gonna. Yeah, okay. If they're gonna stay sitting, then he will just. I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Okay.
Because he's essentially being disowned right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's okay. That's what I thought.
Yep. Maybe you get up and start walking out, but when you see that they're still there, you pause. So you're standing, but halfway
Right.
between. And she goes, "What do you want?"
Lady Crane, I'm curious. Let's say this undead mass starts knocking on your door. What is your plan to deal with them?
I've always made it this far without needing the help of others.
Well, I'm
I'll
not
continue.
I'm not asking you how you're going to ask for help. I'm asking how do you plan to deal with the threat that is knocking at your door.
Well, I'm not going to share my ideas and let you profit off of them.
I mean, this is a not for profit venture.
I mean, if I tell you how I plan on besting them, you may want to use that to best them, and I'm not here to help you.
I mean, don't people of your stature love charity?
She actually laughs, just
The
dead-ass
Ash
laughs.
yes, there is a very there is a wow.
Now you've entertained me, thank you.
Trying my best.
Glad to know that there's at least one person that's not disappointing me today.
Just give you a look.
And she actually like looks at you and goes, carry on.
So
And
it's-
she looks at you and goes, you might want to help him. He's probably going to be very moody. Might even cry a little.
Oh,
If
no.
you are, in fact, marrying
Not
him.
my alabaster.
Please drop the ruse. That would be great.
Did
No
you
one
say
is
that out
mother.
loud?
Oh yeah, that is what he says to you.
All right, I will start walking away, and I'll just like transform into M and leave.
Okay.
So what's for dinner tonight?
Jesus
She goes, I'll have the help pack you something on your way out.
Well, I'd love to share a meal with you.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
I only allowed you in so I can let him know he's no longer needed.
I feel like there were easier ways to do that.
Yes, but this was really satisfying.
You don't look that satisfied.
But she does.
She definitely, do an insight check, since you're sticking around.
That's a crit.
Nice.
Like 20?
That's
Yeah.
a crit. Yeah,
Okay.
crit 20.
I'm going to text you something.
Okay.
Ash is still waiting for Franz. Like he's not going to leave them alone.
Are you going
Tomas
to
and
be in like the
Franz.
second room, or are
No,
you
he's
still
just
in
like
that-
he's literally standing at the door.
I
Okay.
hate to be blunt, but I feel like we're at this point in our relationship. But are
Fucking Franz.
Jesus.
you in good health?
And she laughs and says, never better.
A roll insight check.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna roll an insight check because that was a really random question.
That was
Yeah.
15.
It's a unnatural 20 or 22.
Okay. I'm gonna say, like, that was still a high roll, but I think I'm gonna text you something.
Right.
See, I only.
Does that help or a little, like...
I mean,
Or-
Ash doesn't actually give a shit.
Uh-huh.
So yes,
Or, 1 second.
but he's not interested. Like he wouldn't ask anymore. That's fine.
So, in other words, that last text.
Right.
So yeah, she goes, never better.
The only reason I asked this is I've spent a lot of time around people of your stature, and typically they fear is not a common trait, but it's something that's always in the back of their mind. And if there's something that could potentially destroy everything that they have, that's when fear starts to manifest.
I'm not everyone.
You are not. But it's peculiar.
And?
We're not dealing with a normal military force. We're not dealing with a normal invasive force. This is something completely new, unnatural, and destructive. And so, for you to, frankly, be as obstinate as you are, leads me to believe that maybe you don't really care if you die.
Who says I'm going to die? If they knock on my door.
Why wouldn't they?
Other people might, but I won't.
Would they ever knock on your door?
Hold on, I as a DM missed that. Can you say that one more time?
Would you? Do you think they'll never knock on your door?
They'll never reach it.
But we did.
I let you in.
You had 2 guards outside,
Yes.
and you have a butler. And I'm assuming there's forces around here, but what's out there that could stop them? If this is some expensive technology, it doesn't matter if I know or not. I'll never be able to afford it.
1 second. I have or did you text me? No. Okay. Never mind. Roll a perception check again.
7.
Yeah. Sorry. You don't. Something's happening, but you don't know
Am
it.
I in the presence of a changeling?
You are not. I'm sorry. And I already gave you like 1 advantage on behalf of your patron, so I can't let that happen all day, unfortunately. Yeah, anyway. I missed what you said. Technology had to do this, and she goes, well, right now they're not knocking at my door. They're not coming for me. When the day comes, I'll be ready.
Are you thinking that you can be like them? Live forever?
Are you a lich?
Have some insight check, Ash.
Is
Is it a 1?
I have advantage. That was a 1, but it's not anymore. It is a 27.
Okay. She goes, that's impossible. She thinks that.
Oh.
Wait. So I'm confused.
So she goes, no, I'm not gonna be immortal. But Ash is like, no, she definitely thinks she can be immortal.
Ash just gets this like giant smile on his but very cruel, but like not a happy smile. But he has this giant smile on his face. That's it. He doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's just staring at her like.
Well, hurry along before I get mad.
But dinner.
So have you made a deal with the undead, mother?
Oh man. And she goes, no, I have not.
Inciting that. It's 20, unnatural.
She's made a deal with someone, but not the undead.
Okay.
Well, I've got to let you know before I head out that, and don't take this as a threat because it's not a threat. But I believe that heading down that path will probably shorten your lifespan rather than elongate it.
She laughs right away.
And I just thought I'd let you know.
You've made yourself a pawn. As someone as powerful as you, making a deal with whomever you did, you've lowered yourself. You may not think you have, but you've...
Well, compatriots, is there a reason for us to stay?
I want my dinner.
Tomas goes, I don't think we should bother with her brother.
Her brother?
With
her,
brother.
Oh. Like, I was told he could pack us up. The butler could pack us up something. I want my dinner.
And Tomas, like, nervously looks over. And Answith goes, 1 moment. And she, disappears.
Is she floating?
No, she walks away. And goes out of sight. And out comes one of, like, the, cooks or something, and, he has 4 little to-go packs. It smells really good.
Is the butler anywhere near me right now? Like if I were to
he's in
be
eyesight,
walking...
so you can motion him over or something on the way out, or
I'm just gonna as they're packing up dinner, he's gonna go. I'm just gonna whisper to the butler for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna try. We're gonna see if this works.
What are you trying to do as far as whispering? Because Answit's not around right now.
Well, right, but
Yeah.
He doesn't know
Okay.
what. I mean, Answorth is scary. It's fine. Who has she made a deal with?
Oh man.
I was gonna do a persuasion.
Okay.
Water. That is a 25.
He's scared. And he goes, "Why do you want to know?"
Because I have to save my mother from whatever stupidity she has decided to enter, whatever stupid contract she's decided to enter herself into. I need to know.
He goes, "It can't be undone."
That's fine. I still need to know.
Would he know though?
Oh my god, did she go warlock? That bitch.
Warlocks are all
let me just see. Oh,
No, that wasn't me.
okay. He tries to like describe someone to you, but like all you get is like shady person with a fancy vase.
Fancy what?
Base?
Yeah, like
Oh.
this like or you don't know whether it's like a vase or if he actual vase or if like he had no way to describe what it is, but it's a shady person with something fancy and vase like.
Oh, that's a flattery.
Did he leave that face here?
What did she...
You're waiting for your food!
I have the food.
No, yeah, you all got the food.
Oh, okay.
And
Alright, cool.
you
Well,
guys-
I'm
Think
not
about it more
having
in
this
your time.
conversation. I'm not part of this.
Don't waste any more of your time. Watch out for her.
That's it. And as you
They're gonna have to kill his mom, the Lich Queen. It's gonna be fucked up.
so as once you pass the gates, Tomas like finally goes, "Pardon my French, but your mom's a bitch."
How was your divine senses going off?
They were rolling single digits all.
You don't have to roll for that.
What? Oh,
Yeah, divine sense just.
Yeah, divine sense
Sorry.
is just a thing.
It just works.
I forgot about that. He goes, "There's definitely something big and undead
Wait.
in there."
Do you know exactly where? Because you know within 60 feet.
Just on the edges the whole time.
So you need to like do something about that?
I don't know how. It was pretty powerful, and I feel like your mom's going to be here. I'm not saying I don't want to fight her, but I'm more concerned about the undead up north than I am about killing your mom.
It's the DM telling us to go level up.
Could have some grinding, guys.
And then backtrack.
You know, if we could not kill her, just kill the evil thing. That'd be great.
It'd be helpful if we knew what it was. Got guesses.
Some kind of undead demon thing.
Yeah. Demon in her basement.
Should we want to have a demon in her basement?
I wasn't getting the feel on the basement. It was like watching us from the other room kind of feel.
Great.
Well, that's creepy. Huh. Well, it's your mother.
I mean, I as a DM, like, I'm not trying to say that you can't go back and try and fight her.
Oh, I know. I just
Like-
know, you know, just gentle suggestion.
Mhm. I mean, but also genuinely, like, Tomas, like, he believes that she's going to be here or somewhere findable for a while. She's not someone that wants to be hidden. She's flaunting herself.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this, whatever is up north, seems like more pressing with more people at stake. Which is his personal feeling.
I'm a little wary of burning down rich undead sympathizers' homes. Last time it didn't work out so well. But we can burn this house down on our way back down, okay?
Let's leave the house standing. She hasn't taken me out of the will yet. It's mine, so.
Does that cover, what's it called when a son kills a mother?
Matricide.
Matricide.
Out of curiosity, how much does Ash want to be hugged right now?
D100.
Oh, D100. Okay, alright. He seems pretty okay.
Okay, so like Tomasi's just kind of like inciting you, trying to see if you need, like emotional support. And he just gives you just a little squeeze on the shoulder as he walks by. And that's it. Like not even saying anything. It's just like. And that's all.
Very cute.
Yup. Yeah. So what do we do next?
As we're walking,
Should probably make camp.
I would like to kind of trail back and be out of earshot of Thomas and Franz and talk to Ash one-on-one.
Okay. I mean, Ash will if you kind of pull him backwards, he will follow you out of earshot.
So
What's up, Ben?
I know it might not seem it much, but I kind of know what you're going through.
Oh, disownment was inevitable.
Well, not that part. Someone you care about, being evil. Well, I mean, I guess you knew she was evil, but now she's even more evil. Because,
Actually, though, evil, not just, yeah.
Yeah, my best friend, Faye. I'm pretty sure she's the necromancer major.
Oh, that's good information to know.
So we're gonna have to deal with that. So we'll kill, someone close to me, maybe, and then we'll kill someone close to you. Then we can cry about it a little bit.
Tomas is, you two are out of earshot. I'm gonna text you what he talks about.
Okay.
My mother's always been a bit of an evil bitch.
My friend was a really nice person. And
Well,
those
I
friends.
think we'll be able to put one friend to rest, and we'll put another bitch down.
And maybe.
He just had to get it off his chest.
The detective I hired to go get some of my family members out of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those aren't technically my family members. They're her family members, and she's the one who sold them into slavery. So.
Chosen family is always better than the family you're given by blood, anyhow.
I guess. Well, I mean, we just were, we grew up and we were just as close as sisters. But, so, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it.
That's why you have friends.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to let you do it.
It's the fate of the realm or the life of your friend. If we can save her, we will.
Yes.
But if we can't, we won't.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm just letting you know before we do it, because
you should figure out where your loyalties lie before we enter into
I
that
know.
battle end.
I know.
He's now he was Sympathizing very much on your side, this sucks, and as soon as now he is
I put out my hand and a double-sided glaive appears in my hand. I'm like, I know where my loyalties lie. I just don't know how I feel in the moment. I pop it away.
Ash cannot tell. Ash is going to insight that. I don't know how that works, player. I don't know if we really care to roll. But Ash is trying to decide what you meant by that, because he could take that as a threat, or he could
I
take
took
that
that
as
as an
a, like,
offense. Because, like, I'm the most anti-undead. Like, it's like my whole patron is, like, anti-undead. So, like, I've basically been, like, charged since the beginning of the campaign with killing undead. So I don't have a problem with that. I just, just opening up to Ash. And I hit the mic, so now there's gonna be a
And
nice
I was like,
little
that
pop.
got closer to me. How did that happen? I was just like staring at it because I didn't notice that you had hit it.
We'll do our best to save her. But if we can't, we can't.
Same thing with your mom.
Alright.
Can I work an Arcana check on the food?
Yeah. Go for it.
That's gonna be a 22.
There's no magical properties.
I'm gonna chow the fuck down.
It's good food.
Ash just kind of looks at you like.
I hold up one of the doggy bags and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. Live a little.
Yeah, Ash takes the doggy bag and tosses it onto the side of the room.
Did any of the food spill out?
Do a strength check.
8.
Yeah. It's the bag splats, but the food is still inside.
Well, I'm gonna go grab the bag. I'm like, fine, more for me.
Yeah, Tomas grimaced a little when he watched you throw away perfectly super good food. But he doesn't say anything because he knows you had a rough day. That is all.
Doesn't
He's
matter
being
where.
extra nice to you today.
Doesn't matter where it comes from. Food is food. We're learning lessons left and right.
He's gonna take out some of that whatever bear that they killed.
Owlbear?
Owlbear.
Okay. Nice. Are we setting up watches for tonight?
Yeah. Yup. That is a. Yup.
Okay. Who takes first watch?
Sova.
Fair enough. Okay. Who takes second watch?
I'll take it, and I'm gonna use light, so I'll have like I'll be able to see well. And would I get back my spell slots if I used fly during my watch?
Yeah, because you're going to it's an interrupted long rest.
So yeah, I'll even do a fly up to try to get some really good aerial vision. Do I get a advantage or anything?
Nope, just a straight up check.
Of course, 7.
You don't notice anything, but also nothing happens. Who takes third watch?
Was it perception or?
Mhm.
Cool. 13.
Okay. And then Tomas will take the last watch. And nothing happens. You were fine through the morning. So as you're, getting together, getting ready to head out, Tomas is kind of prepping you guys. He goes, all right, it was really rough out there before. Once we get past this mountain range, it's only going to get worse, I imagine, because it's been, a few weeks since I left. And I can only imagine what this place is like. The tundra kind of changes. It's kind of hard to map it when it's snowing all the time. I know the general direction we have to go, but as far as I found a safe enough pathway, last time, but I don't think that path is necessarily going to be safe on the way back. So stay frosty. And he puts his cloak on.
I totally do too.
Ash is also wearing his cloak.
And is M?
Yes.
Who has the best survival modifier?
Probably not.
Probably not me. It's +1 for me.
My survival is 3.
Mine's a 4.
Yeah, you have the best survival out of everyone. So roll a survival. Oh,
4.
oh, sorry. Roll a survival check.
That one, bitches!
Oh, that hurt.
Live!
Okay, so you get a
Ash is not a outdoor
two,
person.
3,
Clearly.
4, 5. So I'm going to say that like each square, and I'm just going to put a little dot here. So I forget exactly where I had you go, but let's just say
Right.
this is the path so far.
Okay.
And the path doesn't mean nothing. This is just like you have made your way to here without finding any trouble. But like you saw a couple of like little skeleton like footprints in the snow, so you kind of like dodged and like made your way elsewhere.
Mhm.
Each of these spaces isn't 5 feet. It's like anywhere between like 150 and 300.
Okay.
So like it's a far stretch of land.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna go back and forth between like actual 5 feet, when we go into these little things, but then eventually you're trying to get to the other end of the map.
Okay.
So, which direction do you want to go? Do you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Just straight. I guess. Right? That's one of the. Just forward one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you go there. Hold on 1 second.
I mean, is there a? Because we know which way we're just supposed to get across the map.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Which way do you want to go next?
I mean,
So
I
like.
need a little more context.
Sorry.
Like, are we like? Is it? Are
So
we like?
like you do
knee-high
have to
snow
go
at this point?
straight. So right now it's snowing but not blizzarding.
Okay.
You notice there are like footprints everywhere, but but ranging from dragging to skeleton like to these huge, massive just movement that the snow came over. So right now you're trying to steer clear of it. It's not always a straight path. Sometimes you have to dip and dodge out of the way
Right.
to not encounter anything. So your survival check got you this far. Now you're kind of going in blind because you're just having a hard time making your way through this tundra. And it kind of is just like a tundra. Maybe there's like some small mountainous hills. It's not terrible. It's not like huge mountain range. There's a mountain range to your back, and like that stretches far to the east, but it's not in your immediate area. So it's pretty much open land, but it's hard visibility because of the snow. Far visibility because of the snow.
All right. Well, so I'm just picking a direction because I'm going in blind.
Yep.
I mean, Ash will just keep going straight then.
Okay. Everyone roll a perception
I'm
check.
going to, while we're moving through, I'm going to, be creating bonfires to keep us warm.
Okay.
Like, with create bonfire, the cantrip.
Yep. Cool. Because of that, you won't, you feel like if you keep doing that while you're traveling, you won't have to do saving throws.
Okay.
So, the cloaks would have given you advantage, but now you don't even have to do it. Everyone roll a perception check.
16.
Okay.
14. 24.
Okay. Everyone roll a d6.
2.
1.
So Ash, you're trying to find some pathway that seems okay, but you're having a hard time. But luckily, because you were staring at the ground for so long, you see as these skeleton hands just start climbing off of and there we go. So
Is this within? Is
now
that
we're in the
hundreds of feet away from
now
us
we're
right
to
now?
5 feet. So everyone get yourselves.
Oh, now we're to 5 feet. Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So position yourselves as you. Can you do not white for today? Because
Yes.
I realized I did white for skeletons. Thank you.
I'm gonna be right next to.
I can do
This
black.
one?
I'll do black. That'll
Okay.
be easiest.
And where do you want to be?
I'll just be right next to Ash.
And you?
I would be I'll be heading through here.
Okay. So I'll say you're like this. And okay. Let's roll for initiative.
13.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
Also 18.
Who has the higher? You. Okay.
+2.
1 second.
Oh, yes.
And last but not least. Okay. So anyone who rolled a 15 or better is in on the surprise round. So one of you did not. Okay. So first up, M. What do you do?
Oh, jeez. So these are just the hands, or those? They're up?
Sorry, they're up now, and they have crossbows.
Okay.
Crossbows and short swords.
Okay. Just give me just a second. All right. 60 feet. All right. So this would be like 5, 10. 15. Oh yeah. All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I can create 20 feet. All right. I know what I want to do.
Okay.
I'm going to create a circle of fire
Okay.
right and like on top of them,
Okay.
facing inward for the damage purposes.
Okay.
So that they should be stuck in there because it's an opaque wall of fire.
Okay. So all 4 of them, or just
No.
2?
I could do a wall that would hit all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It would just be like a U.
Uh-huh.
But instead, I'm going to try to segment. Like we'll deal with them
Okay.
later. They're covered in
Okay.
like
Here,
a
draw it.
circle. Yeah. Okay, it's 20 feet in diameter. So, actually, with 20. I'll just do the U. We'll just do the U.
Okay.
And then because we can deal with that one first. So this is about roughly 60 feet based on my measurements. Like 10, 20, 30. It's actually a lot less. So we'll do like this and curve it out.
Okay.
And
can like arrows go through it or no?
well, they can't see through it. It's opaque.
Okay. Sounds good.
But so they all need to make dexterity saving throws. This is a wall of fire. So a huge wall of fire shoots up and
thing.
covers the area.
So D10
I'll
gets
roll
a
my
12.
damage.
D8 gets an 11. The
Spell save is
Jesus.
16.
Every one of them fails.
All right, so that's just 5d8.
Kill them assholes, yeah.
Okay, and then I do an additional. All right, so I'll do an additional 5 to this one. Okay.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
Sounds good.
All right, so that's. Ooh, double 8s.
Jesus, nice.
So that's 9 plus 16, 25. 25 to
Okay.
all of them.
Okay.
30 to the d10.
Okay. Because it's opaque, do you know what happens to them?
No.
Not exactly, I would say, because
Okay.
it says the other side, though, the side that's facing us does no damage, just so we're
Yep,
clear.
that's fine.
And if they take the damage, if they enter the wall or end its turn within 5 feet of the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and feet of wall, ringed wall. The wall is opaque and lasts for the duration. So it's So no, I would assume that nobody can see what's going on. Just fire
Okay.
just shoots up.
That happens. Next up is Ash.
There's still the other one. That's
Cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna move over to the D12
Mhm.
within 5 feet, wherever you want to put me. And we'll just roll.
I'm just gonna back up like 5 feet.
Attack.
I kind of because it's a concentration spell, so I'm just trying to stay a little outside of
Yeah.
damage. I'm gonna use the rest.
Yep. Go for it.
I haven't had the opportunity to do it.
And I'm probably gonna whiff it, because that's where we're at right now with the 10.
Yeah, you with it.
Alright, I'm gonna Bardic Inspiration, my dear friend here.
Hey,
Okay.
D6 or D8?
D6.
Next up
So it's
is
a
the D12, who's going to make a short sword attack at you. Also whiffs it, because that was a 5. So the two of you were just embarrassing. And Tomas just comes over with his big old sword ready to go to do a signature slash stab smite. First one misses. Second one hits, thankfully. 1 second.
These skeletons are hard. They got a lot of empty space.
That they do.
Luckily, 1 second. 8 plus. Sorry, 1 second. That doesn't do it, so he's going to use a smite on that turn and just murders it on the smite.
Hey.
Next up
He gets
will
like
be
a pat on the shoulder from Ash, like one of those like,
okay.
bro things that dudes do.
M is next, but I'm going to say like she's probably going to just figure out what's going on at that point, or one of you would, and when you look around the wall of fire, you see they're all burned.
Bye.
And there's a nice fresh little, divot of in the snow, where you see grass. And it probably hasn't seen daylight in a long time.
Aw.
But that is that. Let's keep going.
Didn't have to waste a spell slot.
Yeah.
You only get that part of inspiration for 10 minutes, so...
I have 10 minutes.
Well, if you have another encounter, I will say it takes less than 10 minutes to walk 300 feet. So,
Okay.
if there is another encounter, I'm going to say you can get up to 2 spaces away. So, if
I mean, I can use it on a
So
survival check.
did we make it another space forward?
you
then
did
at
make
that
it
point?
another space forward, but you had combat. So, that's the. So where do
you
you want to
just
go?
make people-
Well,
next?
we won the fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well-
We're gonna keep walking forward.
Alright, I can do that one more time, but
Uh-huh.
that takes a lot out of me.
Everyone roll a
Did,
d8.
did my thing kill them all?
Yes.
7.
Alright.
4.
Oh my. 4.
Okay. Please position yourselves in marching order. We're back to 5 feet now.
Same as before.
Same as before.
Okay.
I feel like I need like a stick or something.
And I'm just always keeping an eye out behind us, especially after that fight. Just
Okay. So, 1 second, I'm just gonna. Okay, so we have that going on. So same thing as before. Make a perception check.
Cool. 17.
Okay.
3.
18.
Ash. Okay. All right. We're going to keep the same initiative. Just to make life easier. And then let me just look for the last one. Okay. So, anyone who rolled a 15 or better perception check will be involved in the surprise round. So you face the same amount of skeletons this time, but there's something rumbling over here somewhere. And actually, I'm going to make it further back, and it's just on the, the edge of your field of vision, and it's really hard to see, but it's looking really big. So who rolled a 15 or better? Okay. First up is Ash. What do you do?
So we're keeping the same initiative?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because every
Yeah,
square.
no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, rolling initiative every time would suck.
Yeah.
But I don't get in on the surprise one, which is...
Okay, so I'm gonna go up to the gold D12.
Okay. You would invoke an attack of opportunity from this one.
Oh shit! I forgot that I was blue. I will
It's
just attack the one that's right next to me.
Okay, go for it.
See if we can hit anything. That is going to be a 16.
That hits.
And I'm making a second attack because dual wielder and shit.
Nice.
That one's gonna fail. That's fine. 8 damage.
You cut off one of its arms.
And bardic
Um,
inspiration to Tomas.
Okay, nice.
He,
With its remaining arm, it's gonna make a slash at you.
yeah, that's fine.
That
Next time, hit the arm with the weapon.
1 second. That's a 19. Does that hit?
Yes.
For 5 damage.
Cool.
And then next up is Franz.
Cool. I'm gonna go up to the D6, and I'm gonna bonus action bring up my Shadow Blade,
Nice.
and I'm gonna, I don't know, try to hit it.
Mhm.
Does a 24 hit?
No.
Okay, booming blade. 7, 11, 13, 15, 18, 22, 27 damage.
Dead. Just in one fell swoop, you murder this thing.
We murder this.
Next up is the D10, who is going to make a short bow attack at you, Franz.
Go for it.
That's a 13, so I
Nope.
imagine that's not going to hit. And then the D8, the white colored one, is also going to short bow you.
Bring it on.
That was going to be a lot higher, but instead it rolled back on a 2, so that's not going to happen.
Nope.
And then it is Tomas's turn, who made it in. And he's going to 1, 2... Actually, no. He hears something dangerous, so he's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Save your smites for the big boys.
And you hear, oh, shit! And he hasn't sworn this whole time so far.
Nice.
And then it is the D20's turn. And it's going to swarm him.
Swarm him.
It is a huge, like, skeletal swarm. Like, it's like the skeletons came together and made a bigger monster.
Fuck.
Yes. And
Hey guys, I'll take care of the little ones.
yeah.
Get on the big ones.
First one's gonna hit him, and second one will not, thank God.
No offensive spells.
Oof. And he took a lot of damage on that. And
Oh, we're coming.
you hear him shout, but not like scared shout. It's just he took a big hit. And then next up is the D12, who's going to short bow you, Franz. That's a 21, which I imagine hits.
That does hit.
For 6 damage.
Nope, 3 damage.
All right. Yeah, because you didn't use your reaction. All right, M, you are up now.
Alright. So I'm gonna conjure my longsword and dagger in hand, and I'm gonna just rush on top of the swarm and like try to cut it off.
Okay.
So that'll be 2 melee attacks. I'll roll them both at the same time. Okay. So and
Oh, sorry, I forgot to do one thing just for flavor. Okay. Tomas is grappled by this thing, so
Okay.
sorry. But anyway, go ahead.
it's a 17 and a 26 to hit.
They both hit.
Okay. It does, wow, it's really good. 14 plus 12, 26 damage.
Nice.
As I just start carving it up with one
Nice.
thing. And does Thomas look pretty hurt?
He's looking pretty hurt, but not like bloodied.
Okay. Actually, I said I conjured my weapon, so I can't use my bonus action to heal him anyway. So.
He can touch himself.
He could. He
Alright,
could
that's
still
my
do
turn.
that while grappled. Ash, you are up.
Okay, I'm gonna move 30 feet towards the giant monster.
You're still. That would be an attack of opportunity
That's fine.
from that one. Okay. Let's just see quickly if it hits. That it crits you on that.
That's fine.
So 1 second for
It's cool.
1, 3. Luckily, it rolled a 1, 2, and then plus 2, so 5 damage. With that crit, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, sorry.
Alright, I am going to cast Vicious Mockery.
Nice.
And what is there any way it would not be effective on anything?
No, it's just.
It's just a creature.
It's a creature that can hear you.
Okay, that's a D4 though.
I know, and then it gets
Okay.
a disadvantage on its next attack.
Okay. Just saying.
That's
What kind of save?
wisdom. That's a
That's a
16.
16, so it passes.
Okay.
Next up is this D8, who's going to go up to you and make a short sword attack with its remaining arm, and whiffs it. And Franz, you are up.
Cool. I'm gonna hit the one that just tried to hit me.
Okay.
So poops on it. 26.
Yep.
So boom blade. 11, 16.
It's dead.
Okay.
They're very. You notice they are very easy to kill. These are
Yep.
just annoying at best.
And then I'm gonna move up to the D8.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Sounds good. It is the D10's turn, and he's going to try and pick you off with a short bow. That's 5. And then the D8 is going to crits its bow attack on you. Oh no! It's disadvantage because you are. God damn it! So it has disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that it was really expecting you to come up to it. It's got low. And it's got decent intelligence, but I feel like it doesn't have enough time to swap out weapons, so I'm mad that it missed out on a crit.
I'm not.
Tomas is going to. God, what's he gonna do?
You counter counter the grapple.
Yeah, I don't know, but I feel bad missing out on 5d8. But I guess he's going to try and strength his way out. Okay, he does, thankfully. So he does that, and then bonus action heals himself a little bit, just so he's not looking so bad. Next up is the D20, and it's going to... Who heard it more? You heard it more.
I did, yeah, 26 damage.
Yeah, so it's going to try and swarm you. It is going to get an opportunity
That's
attack.
Thomas, isn't it?
That's-
Oh, sorry.
I believe that's me.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Actually, in which case it's not going to get an opportunity attack. Make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. Okay. 8.
That's not gonna do it. So 1 second. You are grappled.
Okay.
Well, crit fails one of them. So I'm gonna say it hits itself a little bit with that. But let's see what the second attack. Oh, that's probably not gonna do it. A 14 will not hit you, right?
Nope, 21 is my armor class.
Okay.
Thank you, DM, for giving me that.
So it hurts itself a little, but it's still looking pretty good. And then that's dead. The D12 is up
I'm
next.
grappled by it, though, right?
Yep. Yes, you are. Oh wait, if it's grappled, then does it have advantage?
Yeah, you can do that
Yeah.
either way. Usually when I do it like the grapple happens
Yeah.
after the attack, but you can totally do it. The grapple
Yeah.
happens before the attack.
None of them hit anyway.
Okay.
So next up is the D12, and they're going to shoot at Franz. That's an unnatural 20, which I imagine hits for 8 damage.
4 damage.
8. 8 damage. Oh, 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you misheard me, and then I forgot Uncanny Dodge.
Yeah.
M, you are up.
Alright. I'm just going to keep cutting it down.
So you'll have disadvantage?
Is that how being grappled works?
Thought
I thought when you're grappled you just can't move.
Oh, let me double check it. I need a DM screen. 1 second. Oh yeah, you're right. Ignore me.
Okay. So, 2 swings of my...
I don't know if anybody's watching.
We have 1.
We got 1 is you.
2
It's
swings of my longsword. It wouldn't count. Oh, wait.
I'm not logged in as serious play.
That's cooked. The first one's a 24. Or
That'll
no.
hit.
The first one is a 26.
Okay.
Second one's an 11.
Okay, only 1 hits.
Okay. That does 13 damage.
Okay. Ash, you are up.
Cool. Just gonna hit it for some stuff.
Hit it.
Go for it.
Do it.
Or not.
For how much? I mean, what was the...
9.
Okay.
That's why I said or not.
Sorry.
I rolled a 2.
Alright, then next up is Franz.
Cool, I'm gonna hit the D8. so Coop's on it.
Mhm.
Unnatural 20.
Hits.
Boom Blade. 12, 16, 24,
Dead.
28, 35.
Murder it.
And I move up to the D12. They call me the cleanup crew.
The D10's going to short bow you. Or at least try to, because that's an 11.
That hits.
Um,
Nope, it's not. Even if I was naked.
Tomas is up next, and he is going to. Wait.
It moved.
Yeah,
just
sorry.
put it. If you put it on top
It's
of me,
gonna
it's
do
probably
that.
not going to
So,
work out too well.
He's going to 1-2 smite. Misses 1. Misses 2.
Don't
Jesus.
forget he has
Oh wait, sorry.
inspiration.
You're right, but it was a 5, 3, and a 1.
Yeah, you're not going to do well with that.
Yeah, I'm
It's not going
sorry.
anywhere.
Give me 1 second. That'll. Yeah, because even with his channel divinity, it's not gonna do anything. Anyway, next up is the D20. And it's going to make its attacks on you as you are grappled. That's 3. That's a 19. Well, after the mod, so that's not gonna hit you.
Okay.
But then what it's going to do, since it can't quite do it, I don't.
Were you
Can't do it
giving
next.
him?
What's up?
Oh no, grappling just means speed 0. It doesn't. There's no advantage or anything. You can
Yep.
grapple. Okay.
And next up is a D12 who's going to drop his short bow and grab his sword instead.
Cool.
And that's not going to hit you. And you are up.
Okay. I'm going to. So it's like just this massive horde of zombies.
Skeletons.
Skeletons. I'm gonna go.
Spooky,
I'm gonna
scary
create bonfire
skeletons,
right in the
shivers,
center of them,
thumbs.
so I have to
Okay.
make a dexterity saving throw.
You are in that, though. So you would have to do the same thing as well. Like, imagine it's like swarming around you.
Okay.
Like
I can't just
like
put it here.
Well, it's on you.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
I'm just putting it.
Then I'll just cut it twice again. It'll do
Yeah.
more damage than I get anyways. That's a 22 and a 16.
One of them hits.
That's 13 damage.
Okay.
We're pretty good on the dice today.
Nice. It's just starting to look maybe bloodied. Ash, you are up.
Skeletons bleed.
Alright. Probably not 15.
Nope, not gonna do it. Next up is Franz.
Cool. So Coop's on the D12.
Mhm.
23.
That's gonna hit him.
Boom Blade. 14, 18, 21,
Dead.
2, 7. My son damage. And then I move over to the D10.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I got it.
And same thing. Drops bow. Picks up sword. For 23.
That hits.
6.
3.
And then next up is Tomas, who's going to try again to hit this damn thing. God, he's rolling so low. I'm going to change a new dice for him. There we go. That one's going to hit. 4. Oh, 1.
It's okay. I also can't roll above a 10, so
Yeah.
we're fine.
19 plus 4. 23 damage on this thing. Because he's pissed now, because he's whiffed it, and he just channels a little bit of extra into that smite.
Hell yeah.
And then it's the D20's turn, who's going to make 2 attacks on because you are still, like, grappled in
Yep.
the swarm. 17 and 16. Jesus Christ, I need to stop rolling this motherfucker. Like, it has plus 10, and this one has consistently rolled single digits.
Nice.
Anyway, Em, you're up.
Yeah, I go ahead and just clock him over the head a couple of times.
Go for it.
Ooh, no, very good. That's going to be a 17 and a 16.
1 hits.
Okay, we know it's
That's it,
AC
yeah.
17 now.
Yeah.
So this dice has been treating me very well. Okay, I see how it is. 8 damage.
Okay.
Still not bad. As I carve through another skeleton.
Nice. Yeah, you're kind of like chipping away at it.
Everyone else is like, ah!
Ash, you're up.
Alright.
Can
let's
you
try
get one
again.
in?
Yes, I can. That one's gonna be a 24.
That's not. No, I'm kidding. That hits.
And the next one's a crit.
Hey!
Nice. See, you were just saving it.
Just saving it. It's fine. It's cool. Also awesome. So do you just want total?
Yes.
Okay.
Time to do some math.
Time to do some math. Okay. Do I have another? Where? There. $23.
All right. It is so
Bardic Inspiration
close.
to
We're not
end.
using this lamp, so I'm gonna unplug it.
Sure. This thing is so close.
Oh.
But not quite. Franz, you're up.
Gonna murk the D10.
Yeah.
25.
Yep. It's probably done.
Yeah, maybe. That's 15,
It's done.
18. Yeah,
They
And
have
you got
13 HP.
dope. Okay, I'm gonna go up to the D20 and I'm gonna.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. Well, it's technically on M, so I'm just putting you here, even though.
You've got Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, I do?
Tomas is up next, and he's going to try and attack it. That one's gonna hit less, and the second one's going to hit for 9. 1 second, I just wanted to. Oh man, okay. So he does his 1-2 slash, and the thing looks like it's literally 1 HP away from death, and then he pops off the smite for the last little bit, and it just shatters all around him. And he just wipes a little bit of sweat off of his brow, even though it's cold. And he looks around at you guys, and he goes, "Are any of you hurt?"
Yeah.
No, actually.
And he goes, lays on hands. How much are you hurt?
Like 10.
Okay, he heals you for 10.
I took care of everything else.
Alright, I'm gonna just. Are there any more undead that I see right now?
Not right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna let someone else choose the direction.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Wait,
Do
hold
we know
on. I
which
need
way
to-
we want to go, Mr.
You want to get
Tomas?
to the...
north.
So let's just keep going north, right?
Yeah, north.
Yeah, but we can choose like.
So
You
pretty
can-
much there's
we're
one of those
flying blind
5
right now.
ones are safe. So although it'll be more of a winding path, but there's a chance that you won't have to fight something.
Can I make an investigation check?
Unfortunately, the survival check in the beginning is meant to get you as far on the map as possible. So at
And I
this
rolled a
point,
5.
yeah. So had we gotten a better survival check, no offense.
Can I do a
You
survival
could've
check
gotten-
again?
Let's just trudge forward. We just
Okay.
get to where
Yeah.
we gotta go.
Cool. Let's go forward.
Yeah, we could dance around, but that might just lead to more problems.
Yeah, I like going forward.
Everyone roll a perception check with advantage.
Nice. 18.
8.
23.
Okay. And let me just Tomas. Okay. Can everyone please roll me a D8?
2.
4.
Okay. I'm just gonna do that.
Dope.
Same formation. Okay, and then 1 second.
We're
I have to
Beyonce.
get- Yes, you are. Okay. Oh, 1 second. Got you. And we're gonna, same initiative. I'm just going to pop in the D4 and the D20.
Are these more skeletons?
More
Is that a horde?
skeletons.
The horde? The
Oh, sorry,
D20?
it's not the horde again.
Okay.
Oh, I actually was not supposed to have that one in. I'm safe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. So that's supposed to be in, but it's not the horde. These are all skeletons.
Spooky.
Yep, one second.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down my spine.
All right, who rolled above a 15? Okay. Ash, you go first.
Alright, well. Yeah, I guess I'll just attack the gold D20 right next to me.
Go for it.
Nat 20.
Nice.
And 13.
They both hit.
Oh, well that's nice. No.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Alright, 23.
You kill it. It is done.
Hey, let's go.
Next up is the gold D8, and it's going to make an attack at you, Ash, with its short sword. That is I think 17.
Wait, in
Does
the
it need some
surprise
move up?
round?
It's in the surprise round.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm sorry?
Does it need to move up? Or is it like chucking it at me?
I meant to say short bow, not
Okay.
short sword. It's 19. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay, 5 damage. And then next up, Franz, you're in the surprise round.
Cool. I'm gonna go up to the D8. And I'm gonna try to murk it.
Okay.
Does an 17 hit?
Yes.
Okay. 10, 14, 21,
Yeah.
24. Cool.
The D10 is up next, and it's going
I'm gonna
to
use the rest of my
short
movement
bow.
to go over here.
Okay, it's going to short bow Franz. That's a 19. Does that hit?
It does hit. But,
Yeah.
as a reaction, I'm gonna cast shield.
So that's plus 5.
Puts me at
So-
22.
Yep, okay, so it's not going to get it because it max damaged you. But, I mean, not that it matters all that much. Cool. Next up is the D8, who is going to short bow you.
Go for it.
It's not going to do it. Tomas did not get involved in that. The D20 is going to short sword you. Not going to do it. Then we got the white D6.
Love shield.
Who is going to walk up to M and try and short sword you. Crits. 4 plus 3, 7 plus 2 is 9 damage on UM.
Alright.
D12 is going to short bow Ash. Rolls a 19. Does that hit?
Yep.
For 3. And then the D4 is going to do the same thing and miss. And then was there another D? No, okay. That's it. Okay. M, you're up.
Alright, well, let's first try to cut up this one right in front of me.
Mhm.
Natural 1. Let's
Okay.
try to cut up this one in front of me. 2. 11.
Neither hit.
Alright.
Make a dexterity saving throw. Just because of that one. Okay, you're good.
13.
You like nearly lose control of your weapon and like drop it, but you manage to grasp it in your fingers. Ash, you are up.
Alright, I'm gonna move so that I'm 5 feet from both the D4 and the D12 kind of behind me.
Like this?
Yeah. And I'm gonna roll on the D4.
The D4 for what?
What do you mean?
What?
I'm gonna roll on. I'm gonna attack the D4. 21
Hits.
and 17.
Hits.
4. $23.
Dead.
Action surge.
Nice. I dig it.
For 19 and then 18.
Hits both times.
8 plus 8, 16.
Does him in. How's Ash feeling right now? He used his action surge.
Cold.
That's the first time I've seen him use it. You also have second wind, which might be important today.
Yeah,
But
he's not happy right now.
okay. Franz, you're up.
Cool. I'm gonna attack the D20.
Okay.
Um, 19.
Hits.
Boom blade. That is 10, 14,
Dead.
16. Yep.
Next up is the D10, who is going to short bow you, Franz. Actually, I think it's actually going to short bow this one because you just took out 2 in one turn, so he's a little bit more nervous about you. But that is a 13, so it's probably not going to do it. And then next up is the D8, who's going to go for Franz. That's going to be a 9.
Nope.
Tomas is up next, and he's going to come over here and try and assist M with taking care of that one. Hits him the first time. Hits him the second time. This thing is probably dead, but let's just see if the dice agrees. The dice does agree. He doesn't even need to smite him. He does this one stab, and the thing just falls into shambles around his sword. And then next up is the D12, who's dead, and the D4, who's dead. So then M, you're up next.
Okay. So there's only 2 left.
Yep.
Okay. I'll shoot 1 arrow at D8.
Okay.
So I'll conjure bow and shoot 1 arrow at D8. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. The longbow does. There's one of those D8 plus. Well, that didn't really roll, but still 7.
Yeah.
So I assume it doesn't die.
No.
So we'll take another shot at it. That'll be 23 to hit.
Hits.
And we won't roll that D8 again. We'll roll this D8. That'll be 12 damage.
Done.
So the first arrow goes into chops off an arm, and then the second arrow just cracks the skull.
Nice. You are up, Ash.
Oh, I'm gonna go up to the D10. Hack and slash. First one was 15.
Hits.
All right, and then the second one is 21.
Hits.
17.
Done diddly dead. How do you kill him? Because in the past 12 seconds, you've downed 3 of them.
I mean, just going for lop off the head.
Nice. Which direction are we going?
I mean, if everyone's cool with going forward, that's
Yeah.
where we're going.
I see no reason to not go with the plan.
You're good?
Cool. Forward again.
Forward again. I think really, unless we say otherwise, we're just going.
Okay. So you're able to notice by this point the tell signs for when they're popping up, so there's going to be no surprise around this time. But everyone, please roll a d8.
5.
8.
2.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. We're going to. Wait, sorry. Okay. Let's just fix that a little bit. Wait a sec. So they come popping up, and this swarm just starts hauling ass towards you. So the D20 is a swarm again, that big old thing of skeletons.
Cool.
M, you are up first.
Alright. Which one's the big one?
The D20.
The D20. Then that's the horde again? Sorry.
Yep.
Alright, yeah, we're gonna make the circle this time. I'm gonna do wall of fire. So it has a 20 feet diameter. So assuming like this is the center, oh no, this should be the center point. It'd be 10 feet that way, 10 feet that way, 10 feet this way, and then 10 feet there. So it's like something along those lines, and then if it's facing on the inside, it's just gonna hit all of them, including the
Nice.
big baddie.
Nice.
Oops, I tapped that again. And so I'll start rolling my damage.
Yeah.
And the big baddie will take the additional 5.
Yeah. Alright, the baddie does save, the other 2 fail.
Okay. So, whoa, 866. Okay,
Nice.
so that's 14, 20. And then we'll roll these 2 again. And that's another 8. Whoa, and a 2. So 28, 30 damage.
Okay. Does it, it took 20, so that's the half one.
Yeah, the one that
And
took
then-
half took 20. The other ones take 30. I assume that the regular skeletons.
Okay,
they're
that makes
probably
sense.
gone.
Yep. Okay.
So they might not have survived if they
Yeah.
had saved.
No,
but-
they, yeah, they're done for.
So if he tries to
Yes.
move through, he'll take an additional. You'll have to make an additional dexterity save.
Yep.
I'll
give me a
double
second.
check on that.
Ash, you were up.
Cool. Can I make it to the D? Well,
You probably could.
There's a huge wall of fire 10 foot high behind you in a circle.
yeah, I know. I just want to leave y'all alone.
20 feet high.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
Try to
yeah.
jump
I'll
over
go
that.
over the
Yes.
D6 and the D10.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
It's gonna be a 24
Hits.
and an 11.
Does not hit.
Probably does not hit. Okay. But max damage, so that's nice. 12.
Roll a strength check.
As a strength save or strength just a
Just
straight?
a check.
14.
Okay. It was on death's door, and like you already slashed it, but you just kind of like dug it in just a little bit more for that extra HP.
Love it.
And it is done diddly dead. It is the D8's turn, and it is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, and short bow Tomas. It's not gonna do it. Next up is Franz.
I'm gonna go up to the D20 and I'm gonna.
It's in a wall of
Yeah.
fire.
I mean, is it impenetrable wall of fire?
You'd
You
have
can't
to
see.
move through it and take fire damage in order to get in. It's an opaque wall of fire that is in a total ring
Yeah.
and is 20 feet high, and it's just you see
I'm gonna
flames.
use my inspiration, so it's gonna be 12.
You could take 5d8 if you want.
Does 16 hit?
Yep.
It is penetrable. You can't go through it. You just have to make a dex save.
7, 8, 13, 15.
And you'd have to make
18,
it 2.
Dead.
Might end your turn then.
The swarm is dead? Oh no, you
No,
went up to the D8. Okay. I see.
The D10 is going to attack you, Ash, with the short bow. That is a 9, so that's not going to do it. Next up is Tomas, and he's going to see that thing and nope the fuck out. Oh, you took this out. And he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then try and javelin that thing.
You just
Yeah, it just goes, he whiffs it. He likes his longsword too much.
I like when you if you're throwing a lance or shooting an arrow at a skeleton. I like the idea that it just hits, but just goes it finds all the holes in the skeleton.
Yeah. And the D20 swarm is just gonna step out, but it has to make a
Dex
dex.
saving throw.
Is that to see whether it gets out at all, or
No. It just
it just halves the
a creature
damage?
takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there. I
So
assume it'd be entering the
14,
wall.
Yeah.
So 14 fails.
Yeah, and it's
And
gonna
so-
move up here to you.
Okay, well we'll see if it survives. I mean it probably will.
It's beefy.
Alright, so that's 877. So
Nice.
14 plus 8 is 22
Nice.
plus another 8 plus 1. So 22, 31 damage.
Nice.
So,
It's still, it's
so
not even bloody.
the
There's
char
no blood on
remains
these,
crawl
yeah.
crawl through the thing, and now they're gonna attack me.
Yeah, and it's going to try and grapple you.
Okay. Is that grapple like an attack?
Or sorry, it's not a. No, it can use its movement to swarm your space
Oh,
because it's a
okay.
large.
And I have to make a strength saving throw?
Yep.
Okay.
Just to see whether or not you're grappled.
Not
I mean,
you, white D20. You have rolled a lot of low ones. That's a 3. So I am grappled.
Okay. And it's going to try and attack you twice. That's a 23 and a 28. So I imagine those hit.
Can I cast shield as a reaction?
To the yes.
So I have.
So only one will hit.
Yes, I have 26 AC.
Okay.
Jesus.
So 1 second. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 25 damage.
25. That's a lot. Okay.
Yeah, that was from one of them.
All right. So 9 plus 25 is 34. All right, and
it is your turn now.
Okay. So with that. Okay. So with my bonus action, I'm going to heal myself, and I have 8 dice to use. I'm going to use 5. So that's 6, 9. Yeah, 10 healing. Not the best, but that's what happens when you have to use dice instead of. But still, now I'm at 24. Not 24 taken, not 24 left. And then I'm going to cut him up twice.
Nice.
Do it.
Fuck 'em up.
So neither of these are particularly good, but 17 and a 14. 17 should hit if it's the same stats as a 4.
74. The 17 hits.
Yeah. But I need to make a concentration check. So,
Right.
Nat 20 actually.
Nice.
Kind of wasted a nat 20 because the wall fight
There
doesn't matter anymore.
there's no such
But
thing as a
okay,
wasted
so
opportunity.
1 hits.
Just inopportune.
That's gonna be 13 damage.
Nice. It's just starting to look bloodied for a skeleton.
Dude.
Swarm.
All right.
Ash, you're up.
Oh, a 5-foot step.
5-foot step is.
Anyone can
not
push
cute,
the
but-
swarm.
Yeah,
It's going to be a 17
that hits.
and a 22.
Yep.
Most stuff, so I make a delicious looking baby appear in the middle of the thing with minor illusion. I'm joking. It's not
16.
my turn. I was thinking,
You
how could
murder
I
it.
move the thing into? How could I push it into the?
1 second.
I'm gonna grapple the swarm.
Grapple back, do it.
Done. Next up is. That would have been the D10s. Where's the D8? D8's dead. Franz, you're up.
Cool. I'm going to go up, and I'm going to hit the D20. So it's going to put that. Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
Okay. Booming Blade. Let's go. Nice. It's going to be 14, 17, 24, 34 damage.
All right.
Then I'm going to disengage and back up 5 feet.
Okay. Next up is Tomas, who's going to move over and try to cut up this swarm. First one hits. Second hits. For 1 second. So that's 10 plus 7. That's 17. And then he's going to smite 20, 25. Okay. Alright, it is on death's door. And it is its turn. And it is going to make 1 attack at Tomas. Which is probably going to hit, but I need to double check that. It hits. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, hey,
11
Cactus.
for 22.
I don't know.
That's me.
Okay.
Okay, for 21 damage on this guy.
21 damage to Thomas. Oof.
Yep, he's not looking that great.
But now it's my turn to get fucked.
Yeah, it is.
Come towards me, dude.
Is it
I'm
25
friendly.
hits
I'm
probably?
friendly.
25 does hit.
Yep.
I'm friendly over here.
Oof. 14, 19 for 29 damage.
I'm down.
Okay, you.
No! I go into a rage. I just multi-class in a barbarian.
Death save, your turn.
18.
Nice. Ash, you are up. most of the skeletons have been like chipped away at some point by now. It's not looking very good.
I feel like that's not right. I wrote down the spell heal, and I'm pretty sure that's not what I'm supposed to have. But
You have healing word.
yes.
Sounds right as a bard.
Yes. Okay, there we go.
That's a bonus action.
Oh, it is.
Healing
Really?
word's the best spell in the game. It's a bonus action, minor heal.
Oh,
but
yeah. All right. 1d4. I'm gonna move up to the swarm and also 1d4 on M, which is gonna be 6 points.
Alright, so you are now up and healed for.
I'm not up. I'm on the ground.
Well, I do it where you're. Like, a heal stabilizes you and heals you for the amount that it heals you for.
Yeah.
So.
So I'm conscious and I can do
Oh,
my
yeah,
turn,
sorry.
but I'm on the ground.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That was just
And then
up was
I'm moving up
confusing.
to the.
I'm
Yeah.
up. I'm like breathing heavy. Like I just.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Front.
You gonna attack?
Am I
It is
still
your turn.
grappled by the
You gonna
swarm?
attack it?
I'll say since you.
But no,
You
I
would
have a
have to
bonus
make
action.
a strength
I'm also
check
going to attack it.
Get out, so
That's-
it's still like all
I
around.
was just asking how it was. How it
Yeah,
worked.
healing word's great.
Yeah. I forgot that
What?
healing word is a bonus action, so I moved
Oh,
and I still have an action.
Okay, go for it.
Because that's insane. 22.
Hits.
And
You are going to. It has 2 HP. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Tell me how you murder this after saving M.
I don't know. How do you murder a swarm of things?
I guess you just hack and slash.
Hack and slash, yeah.
Wildly. You
Yeah,
recklessly
just
attack.
like, yeah.
We're all barbarians.
All right.
In the
So-
end.
Barbarians all the way down.
You are there. And Tomas looks over to you, and he goes, "Well, I've only got a little bit left, but would you like some?"
Sure.
And he heals you for 16. And that is the end of his paladin pool.
Okay.
And he looks at himself and he's
I'm gonna
like,
do my last 3d6s.
cure wounds.
6 plus 6. Ooh. Okay.
And he's
So
going to
that's
heal
12.
himself a little bit. Oh man! Sorry, I'm just really proud of him. He rolled 2 8s on a d8 for healing himself. Plus his spellcasting modifier.
Would
Jesus
this be an
Christ.
alright time to maybe take a nap?
Well, he starts to cast it on himself, and then he realizes he could use his hit die instead of wasting a 2nd level spell slot, and he's like, yeah, let's rest.
As long as no one thinks it would be like a big deal, I can do Song of Rest.
Nice.
Cool.
Which is just an extra d6 for everyone who's using hit die.
Nice.
Aww. Can you sing us your Song of Rest?
No. No, because Leia has 0 musical talent.
But Ash does.
And then he's going to do another hit. Oh man, these are just cranking out the d8s right now. Tomas is just, he's really
So,
thinking
wait,
a lot
I
about
have to roll my heals for side healing? Sorry.
I just realized
Or do
this,
you
but
roll the
don't you
signs?
have,
No, you can roll
is
your
your armor that you wear, isn't it activated, or is it unactivated?
Oh,
yet?
it is activated. I protect you from good and evil, yeah.
Yeah,
So that means they should have all had disadvantage or something?
Yeah.
Well,
granted,
well.
the ones that hit probably, it had plus 10 still, so,
well, plus 10, though, it hit a 21. So
right,
if you're looking at it without advantage, it's about 50% shot to hit.
yeah.
But with disadvantage, it's like a 25% chance. So
Yeah.
you're thinking I'm getting hit half the time with disadvantage.
True.
So that's pretty. I mean, not that it matters. I mean, I
Like,
I needed to remember
Yeah,
that, not you.
I remembered it like towards the end of the battle, and I was like, let's just
Okay.
finish this one up.
You do the short rest and like I pound on the thing,
Yeah.
like worked, god damn it, and then like it's like
There
starts
we go.
working again. It's really old.
It is really
technology.
old.
It's not reliable, just like its player. How much did we get for it?
one. So you would get an extra d6 if you were using hit die.
So for every hit die, you add a
Oh.
d6.
Okay.
Or
so-
is it only the flat d6?
It's a flat 1d6.
And I have to choose my hit die before I roll, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do 3 because I have. How many do I have? My level? Is
Yeah.
that- yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll do 3, because there's no way that the 3 doesn't give me 19. Alright, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I'm back up to full after
Nice.
a nice, pretty song from Ash. Thank you kindly. I appreciate it. Alright, let's go kill some more skeletons! And this time I'm feeling a little more tough against them.
There we go.
So moving forward.
All right.
Was that just a short rest?
Mhm.
Yep.
Cool.
First one. Nothing happens.
That one was my going down was my own fault. I was at I had taken like a quarter of my HP in damage and I just didn't heal it at all. During it.
Everyone
so, like,
roll a d6 for me.
Gotcha. 2.
6.
6. That's the number of enemies.
Alright.
Oh, I've got Wall of Fire back though, baby.
You do have it back.
Warlock finally like kind of comes in use when you have like a bunch of encounters in a row.
3,
And we're using short rest between them.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Well, you can't always short rest. Maybe if we try to short rest again, skeletons might come out of the ground just to continue attacking us. At least that's what I would do if I was DM.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta punish those players for short resting too much.
Oh no, it's
No, we didn't. We're not doing it too much. This is like after
Yeah.
our 4th encounter, right? That's
no.
are those all big boys?
No. Only
Okay.
one's a big boy.
Okay.
Pretty much 10 becomes the big boy. So you're fighting like you rolled up
Oh,
above
I get it.
table. You rolled for 14 rather than have you fight 14 of them. You're getting one big boy because they kind of conglomerate
That
into.
makes sense.
So give me 1 second. I have to see what dice I laid out on the table. We do not have a D4. Actually, we'll just start at M and let you go from there. So there is the swarm.
Okay.
Is this one the D20?
Swarm is the D20 or the
Yes.
D10? Okay.
Dope.
Swarm will always be the D20.
Okay. $10. Oh wait, yeah, 10, 20. It's 60 feet long, I believe. Let me just double check. Sorry, before I do something dumb. Okay, 60 feet long. 20, 30, 40, 50.
Okay.
60. Obviously, this one is no
Yeah.
longer existent.
That's fine.
But that's
they
gonna
all
hit
make dex saves.
So that's gonna hit all of them.
Okay, so D10
It
fails.
says I can make it however I want it to be shaped.
Yep.
So, a familiar sight to you guys.
Yeah. Everyone except the D8 fails.
Okay. So.
And the D8 probably still is going to die.
Yeah.
Probably.
Hopefully. 1, 2, 3. I mean, I've been rolling really well. So I just realized I have 48. I've been like rolling 3 and then. All right. So that's 6, 12, 18. Or no, sorry, 20 plus 5, 25 damage. That's
Okay.
the lowest I've rolled.
Oh.
But that's more closer to the average of what you'd expect for a 5d8. Because it'd be 20 actually would be a 5d8.
Shoot.
Alright, the D8 has 1 HP left.
Dope.
Ah,
It
alright.
was
Well, if it tries to move through or ends its turn near that wall,
Yeah.
it's gonna die.
1 second. So what do you kill? You
And there's
kill
a
the
swarm
D12.
literally like on the other side of me.
Ash,
With
you're
my
up.
now vibrating thing, I take a step forward, like I'm ready to try to fight this thing.
Wait, what's on here? The curse shield?
I know, just
But
my
no.
regular shield. But I like to imagine with the wall of fire, like I do like with my blade, I
almost like-
point and
yeah.
like it creates the wall as like I'm dragging the
I
blade
mean,
across.
I guess I'm just gonna hold my action because everyone's behind the wall of fire.
Okay. Cool. Next up is the D8, the white D8. And he's gonna move here. I forget. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he's going to odds it's Franz, evens it's Ash. It's gonna shoot at Franz. That is 20 something, which I imagine hits.
Depends what the 20-something is.
17 plus 4, so 21.
21? Shield.
Okay. Next up is you.
Cool. Can't go through the wall of fire, so I'm gonna go up to the D8.
Mm-hmm.
And the D8 is on the other side of the wall of fire as well.
I thought the end's
this
right there.
D8. That D8.
Sorry, the
You're
gold
good. You're
D8.
good on the other D8.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try
No, we're totally safe on our side. Just so we're clear.
18.
Hits.
Cool.
I like to just draw with the red marker. That's what I really like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take more draw with the
10,
red marker.
15.
abilities.
26.
Kills
Yeah.
Dead skeleton.
Next up is this D8 who stupidly is gonna try and walk through the fire.
Okay.
It's
He
gonna,
dome skeleton.
that's gonna.
He has 1
Oh.
HP left.
They're both. It has one.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You could roll the dice for flavor. See how burned he got.
Very.
Super burn.
Tomas is also going to hold his action for when this thing.
Does Tomas want to
moves.
like step back?
What? No, he's fine. It
Is he
doesn't.
black?
I'm
No,
black.
but
Okay.
this
I want it
it's
to
this
attack
way.
me. I have a,
Actually, no. I think it heard Franz, so it's going to 5, 10, 15, 20. And it's going to make one attack at you.
Bring it on, you son of a bitch.
That's
I'm
13.
gonna
Nope.
use my
And
action
then
after this. After it's done.
and
Come
then
on,
one
come on.
attack at Sova,
Come
which
on.
is a 16. Does that hit her?
I mean, yeah,
Okay. 4.
doesn't matter.
Be thankful. That 9, 15, 25 damage
Okay.
to Sova.
So it disappears.
Okay. 1 second. Tomas is going to move over because he was delaying until he saw the thing.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm
So-
also doing.
Yeah.
if
So
you
are
just
you?
wanna
Do you want to
move
go
this-
first?
I don't care. We could just
5,
both go
10,
up.
15. Yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you attack first, and then Tomas will attack.
Okay, that's fine. Ooh, that's gonna be a no-go, friends.
He's gonna 1-2 smite at 2nd level. Hit. Miss. So just a 1 in smite.
I'm gonna throw an inspiration at Tomas.
Nice. Okay, he hits it for 31 ouches.
Oof. Pretty good.
He rolled 8s and 7s. Alright, and then we're back at the top.
All right. I'm going to. Can I use a free action to drop the wall of fire? All right. That'll help. So I can just get up on it.
Yeah, you could leave it there, but
And we will take 2 sword attacks. Ooh, nat 1 and a nat 20.
Oh, wow.
So, the nat 20 will do the 2d6, 2d8. It does less damage technically than just hitting twice because I don't get to. That's double 2s, so 4 plus 6, 10 damage.
alright. It takes it. Ash, you are up.
Alright. Try to hit it. I can't hit this thing.
Oh!
It's like
Can I
impossible.
use my holy smite?
Yeah, go for it.
I forgot I had it. I'm just sorry. Sorry. That's an additional 12 damage.
Can I re-roll?
suddenly
Since
I
my turn has a
Why
second.
not?
Suddenly
Why
I'm
not?
like I do the same thing as Thomas does. Like
Alright,
Nice.
first is gonna be a 22.
And he looks at you and just nods.
It's
Yes, that
It's gonna be a
hits.
double 22.
we're the
Fuck 'em up.
undead murderers. Oh wait, if it was a nat 20 and I holy smite, do I get to roll the d8 an additional time?
Look it up.
I don't. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Paladin.
You should get an additional smite, D8 if it's undead. I'm actually fairly sure you do.
Yeah. I just literally wrote down holy smite 2d8.
Right.
So I just did the 2d8. I
It's
wasn't.
gonna be 30 points with 9 of it being acid.
Oh, you double the smite
Nice.
damage according to
Alright.
Colder Moss on Reddit.
You don't double it, you add a D8 for if it's undead.
Oh no, this was because I critted. It was
Yeah.
nat 20.
Oh, yeah, you would double the
So-
smite damage. Yes.
So that means I do an additional 8 damage,
Okay.
and we won't worry about that for now. No.
And then you add an additional D8 because if it's undead, and that's also doubled.
Well,
So you do 2d8 base, you crit, so that's 48, and because it's undead, that's an additional d8, but you also critted, so that's another 2.
11. So that one smite did that like broke whatever your record was for single target damage in a turn.
It did do a lot. But anyway.
that was 5 d8. Wow,
Franz, you're
68.
up.
so many d8s.
Cool, I'm gonna try to hit it. It's a 2, but I'm lucky. That's gonna be a 27.
Hits.
Cool. Wooden blade.
And you've got all your friends there to give you your sneak attack.
Yeah.
They had 3 HP left.
Doesn't matter. It's
So,
dead.
you murder it. We are so close to reaching the end of the map, and would you rather do like a D12 to see how well you go against
Yes.
the next few fights?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
As long as none of us
Who
are gonna
wants-
die.
D12. Just a D12.
I want 2 D12s.
I can do 2 D12s.
All 2 D12s?
Sorry, 2 different people to do 1 D12.
You guys can do it.
I'm gonna
11.
Okay. The first fight.
Please, high be success, not bad.
You get a little hurt. I'm gonna say Tomas. Actually, a D4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. So Franz takes a bit of damage that time. I'm gonna say he takes 15
That's gonna be halved.
at the
I
end
don't
of.
Is that how the D12 skip?
It was
fight
just, yeah.
rolls?
It's just in general because of the D12 roll, you take 15 damage from one of the fights, and then in the second fight, you just murder them. It's just real easy, ready to go.
Dude.
And in the distance, you see the stronghold. But we'll get to that next week. But you see, a nice little, like, I can rest there at long last. But anyway.
Oh, the strong. Okay, I thought you meant
Yeah.
the necromancer.
Oh, no,
stronghold. I was like,
sorry, no.
I didn't even know we were approaching
going
that.
into a boss
Sorry.
fight.
But now we are.
Boss
I
fight.
mean,
boss fight.
Yeah, but okay. Thoughts on today's session?
I was actually just playing a game where like you like go through a very strenuous like hour-long fight after fight after fight after fight. And like, cool, I'm done.
Yup.
I'm done. Then you
Yup.
beat the bad guy who's already like really freaking difficult. It's like, cool, I'm done with the map. I can get on with my day. It's like, but wait, there's more, and it like transforms into this big monster thing. I'm like, fuck.
Yup.
I have to, and if I die, I have to restart the entire damn thing.
Yup. I'm not very combat heavy in general, but I figured it wouldn't make sense for me to just have you like move through the thing that Tomas needs literal like dozens, if not hundreds, of reinforcements for. So I tried to make that journey feel long and arduous by just every time we go, it feels like we're stepping on something. So how did that make you change your combat mechanics? And using your like healing and abilities?
No change with Rogue. It's pretty cut and dry.
I mean, use some action surge. I
Nice.
don't know.
Didn't set
Finally
the wind.
remembered my bardic inspiration.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a thing.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
After encountering with your mom, it's like, oh, I know who I truly am now.
it's more like,
Mhm.
okay, well, now we're here. We're just gonna get this shit done.
You avoided fighting her, which is good because that could have happened.
That could have been fun. We should have done that.
But
Put her in a ring of fire.
yeah.
Went down, down, down.
The wall fire is good, but I think it's better when like against like a single enemy, it didn't really do much. But when I like just like blew up like a bunch of skeletons, it's better than having Franz use like 6 turns to go kill each individual skeleton while we fight the,
Yeah.
the big fatty.
That was actually a pretty good strategy.
It wasn't the worst. It wasn't the worst. I just thought it was funny. Like we're all like,
Well,
we're
with
all
that-
getting grappled, and then Franz, there's 1, there's 2, and it's not bad. It just was funny. Like it's like you're over there doing something completely separate, basically from
I'm
what
doing
we're
the
doing.
menial labor.
Yeah. As the youngest, he gets the grunt work. Character interactions. It was interesting to learn things about Ash, both like in IM versus like at the table as well.
Mhm.
Finally met your mama dearest.
Yeah. Tomas, I felt didn't like you all that much, but now he's like feeling sorry for you. So he's trying to be nicer, in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really trying real hard.
Yeah.
I tried to do some like character development with Ash.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was fun.
I thought it'd be interesting because we've got the plot hook with Noor having to potentially fight or kill her best friend, and then Now we've got, which I feel is more emotional for her than Ash with Answith, but it's still your mom, so there's still that.
I think that it is really different emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that it would necessarily be less emotional, just
Mhm.
really, really different emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. So how did
Yeah.
it feel like being disowned as Ash?
Not what he was anticipating this time around, but
Uh-huh.
also not something that was like out of the realm of like possibility for his
Mhm.
life. He also is a little bit banking on his mom just never having changed her will because she believes that she's going to live forever. So
True. That is
why
funny.
would she?
Yeah.
I feel like Answith definitely would do that just to be spiteful.
It's true, yeah.
It's possible, but yeah, I could also see her being cocky like that as well.
Right, yeah.
So.
I mean, he is at this point wondering whether or not he's just going to use some of the intel that they've gotten on the Inquisition and just send a letter informing some folks.
Damn.
Because that's what the cranes do, yo.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
do what cranes do.
It's
mean,
funny how the conversation went, because coming in, I was expecting her to get to a point where she would ask what really happened down in the South and learn that, like, you guys were the ones that murked her mercenaries.
Yeah, I was expecting something a lot different out of that conversation when you were like, truth potion. I was like, okay.
Yeah, well,
she wasn't asking very many questions.
Right, like
she wasn't. Because just the way that things went, I feel like the fiance thing is what threw her off.
Hey, my plan worked.
It did, because like it turned from her trying to get information out of you to her wanting to be spiteful about, like, oh, you want to be in my good graces, and this is the perfect time for me to disown you, so it's going to feel a lot nicer to get that information.
Yeah.
You know, or to get that done than to get information.
Hi, Kyle.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for joining. If you have any
Kyle,
questions,
we are in our
please
discussion.
drop it in chat.
Yeah. So, also, Ash is a wizard at taking all his feels and just like shoving it in a box somewhere.
From
Yeah.
what I thought, you just multi-classed again.
No. Triple class.
Triple classing, no.
That'd be terrible.
That would be awful. Particularly with a wizard. Bard wizard fighter, that would be awful.
I don't even know how you'd one even RP that.
I don't know. No, he doesn't like books enough to become a wizard.
Sure.
Yeah. It's
But
amazing
yeah,
he passed
so I mean, I
bar
think
school.
that all of his emotions are just like now in this box over on the side, and we'll see if they come out or not.
Nice. Answith is a bit of an arc that's changed because of character interactions, because like we introduced like her name in like session 3 or 4 back in like February.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just been really interesting developing her as the bad person for Boggs, and then eventually when she came in, now she becomes mom, and then also I'm not gonna say how, but you know, she has more ties with characters as well in other ways, and it's just fun how network error. Let's just see if that's my computer being silly. It's just fun watching it develop because of player choices and development. So that's all.
Was it your computer, or do we have something actually going on?
Sorry, it's my computer.
Alright. Yeah.
Anything people want to discuss in particular?
I got nothing to learn, but I'm fading. I'm tired.
Yeah, well, I think we're all exhausted right now.
Okay.
We're all just, yeah.
Okay, we could end it early.
I don't know what. Just a question. Why are you guys exhausted?
Didn't sleep
Neither of us
last night.
slept.
Was there a reason why, or you just didn't sleep?
Nope.
Okay.
No, we just didn't. Just didn't sleep. I slept for 45 minutes at a time between 4 and 7.
Just
No, that's
one of those
okay.
nights.
Yeah, I didn't know if
Insomnia,
something
bro.
happened that I was unaware of. Like we did an all-night D&D last night. Like,
No, we did play D&D.
We did play D&D yesterday.
Yeah.
We ended at 7.
But yeah, it was not. That was not the reason.
Welcome to adulthood.
Yeah. I mean, I slept real good last night.
I did actually. I mean, I only got like 4 hours of sleep, but I slept fine. I just woke up. I had to wake up really early to get on the plane.
Yeah, how was vacation?
it wasn't
Vacations.
vacation in the
How
traditional
was-
sense. My
how was-
brother-in-law got married, so we were just
Aw.
down there.
How
For
was
the
the
wedding.
wedding?
The wedding was fine. The things we were worried about went better than we thought they would, because like it's in Florida in July, and they decided to have their reception in an open air barn.
That sounds awful.
But it actually wasn't as hot as it could have been. So
That's awesome.
it was only like in the low 80s rather than being
I want
like
to be at that initial like wedding planning.
yeah.
Yeah.
Middle July, Florida, open air barn.
Well, they
I mean,
are
it's-
Floridians, so
It could
so at
be
least
worse. They could have tried it during hurricane season.
yeah.
So.
And so that was good. It was a beautiful wedding. I love the bride. We played like we had like a small vacation last year on July 4th, and his then girlfriend, I don't think they were even fiancé yet, came with, and I got to play board games with her. She's really cool, so I'll be spending the rest of my life with her. So that's good.
One hopes. One hopes.
Yes. And so yeah, good stuff.
Good.
Yeah, can't complain.
I mean, Kiowa TV, if you have any questions, literally, we are normally very chatty in this last half hour, but today we are all just kind of like feeling it. So if you have any questions for us on our characters,
It's like we have a
and-
case of the Mondays.
Yeah. Lulz.
Kill me. Just kill
Was it
me.
harder? Would it have been harder to role play more, or that like when you're tired? Did you feel like you were zoning out because it was combat at all, or
It is not so much zoning out. It's just like I would not be reacting the same way. I
Mm.
think.
I feel like I was pretty on point for the RP, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt the same.
but also with that, like by the time we got to combat, it was like a good like what hour 45 into the session, and so by that point the coffee strength
yeah.
had faded.
Yeah.
And then, so I guess it makes sense because, like, you guys have been fighting all day, so you as people are tired, and then your
Yeah.
characters are
We
tired
become
out
our
now.
characters.
Since I mean, I appreciate people who are watching, but since there's no questions in chat and players are tired, I think we'll wrap it up early and hopefully get the full 3 hours next week. So
Yeah.
thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Bye.